Fine. fruity, 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 fruity.
What a shame. shame.
Good evening. And welcome to Game Night. It is Thursday the 4th of June. It is just about 8:15 here in the UK. And I'm Royal Flush, here to be your host for the whole evening, you lucky, lucky people. How you all doing? Weather's taken a bit of a turn. So we had some rain today. Still went out for a run earlier on at lunchtime. Here's the best of my sponsor, Puzzle Down.
Ben, did you know hexagons are the bestigons, that is all?
I was aware, Dan, but thank you very much for the reminder and for the 100 bits. Yes, went out for sort of started a new running club today, where I realised that two of the guys who are in my running club, I'll tell you more about that in a minute after a message from our sponsor, It's Otley.
Not quite the means, thankfully.
Nearly there, though, It's Otley. Thank you for the 66-month subscription, my dude. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, so two of the guys in my running club live in either the same village as me or the next village, sort of like half a mile down the road. So we just all went for a run today at lunchtime. We did a lunchtime workout, all of us, because we're all working from home on Thursday. And we did a 4x800 metres with a 3k warm. I did a 3k warm up and a 2k cool down. So yeah, there was a lot covered, and we got some fast reps in, which was nice. But my knee is saying, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. And so I was like, yeah, it's quite painful. What was number one in the charts when you were born? Good question, Matt. I did know this. And now I'm going to have to look it up. I will tell you. Give me a sec. What was UK? Text it. Okay. I can't do two things. Right. Are you going to come up and say hi? The Only Way Is Up by Yaz and the Plastic Population. apparently, was UK #1 when I was born. That wasn't what I thought it was, actually. But yeah, The Only Way Is Up. I think that's the one there. So yeah, that was #1 when I was born. How important is my Strava account? It's so important, Lewis. So every time I upload, it's the digital equivalent of look at this graph. Well, that's a dog, not a graph, but yeah, that's how I do it. That's how I do Strava. But yeah, so that was UK #1 when I was born. I love Strava. Went for a run today. My knee is having grief. But hey, occupational hazard. I think we're going to get an exercise bike so I can do the cardio without the impact to sort of balance things out a bit. Earth Song by Michael Jackson. Really, it's Ollie. I guess that means you were born around Christmas 1995? That sounds about right. I thought that was Christmas #1 1995 was Earth Song, I think. Any Dream Will Do by Jason Donovan. Wow. I thought because JR, you're 35, I want to say, so you're 1991, I guess that song came out. So it's You'll Never Stop Me From Loving You. Innuendo by Queen, that's a great song. That is a great song. 23rd December 1991, Bohemian Rhapsody, that's a great birthday song. It's almost like they're celebrating your birth at the end of every disco anyone's ever been to. Anyway, I hope you're keeping well as the game night pilgrimage for another week begins with this Thursday evening stream, and we have got a bit of a bumper stream for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed Plinko. Those questions were from me. Many thanks to Lewis for proofing them, and bad luck if you gambled away at the end there. Shucks. But hopefully we enjoyed the questions all the same. Jam 96, yeah, that makes sense. Killing in the Day by Rage Against the Machine on your 18th. So again, that must have been a sort of Christmas time, because that was definitely Christmas #1 Christmas #1 2009. What was I saying? Yeah, Plinko to start with. We've now got Risky Business, or should I call it Riffsky Business? Because it's been written by our friend Riff Raccoon, not for the first time. I think we had a Riffsky Business last season, and it proved very popular. So Riff said, I'll do another one. And that's what we have got to look forward to in this first quiz. Or second quiz, if you count Plinko. Coming up a bit later on, we've got heat number 9 of The Drain. Shapes are starting to take place. Not our friend Shapes, he's already won 2 heats. But Shapes are starting to take place, and I'm really hoping that Lewis is going to amalgamate some information and pop it into a DM for me so that I can refer to it when I'm introducing the players and look like a consummate professional. Someone who was a professional in showbiz might have actually done that before he started streaming, but never mind. And then, after that, of the seriousness of the heat number 9 of The Drain, we've got a brand new format for you tonight. It's done. Completely done. Notwithstanding, obviously, any feedback. And I know I set up Format Factory, so I was going to start sharing ideas about formats that I've been, but I got a bit of a nugget of an idea for this, and I've done it in like a week. So, it might be... but people may have opinions on it. It might not be for everybody, but I've had a lot of fun knocking it together, and I hope you're going to have a lot of fun playing it. Questions written and proofed by me, but yeah, all that to look forward to a bit later on in the stream. Righteous Brothers, oh my love. Thank you, Evan, for your birthdays. I have now accessed at least half of your bank accounts. Yeah, I mean, passwords online, I mean, I'm not going to say what my passwords are. That would be highly irresponsible, but it's not the sort of things that are... Probably not the sort of things that are uncrackable, apart from maybe 2 of them. I know you're supposed to have a different password for everything in this day and age. Does anyone else just keep the same, like, 2 or 3 passwords for like, all their accounts still? I know it's like really bad internet etiquette, but I just don't know. I don't trust the password managers, because they'll come one time and say, yes, I'll generate you a random password, and then I'll sign in on a different profile or on a different device, and it won't be synced over. It won't know what it is, and I won't be able to access, like, I don't know, whatever it is that I've saved the password for. We'll share our favourite passwords in the chat. My favourite password is that. That's my favourite password. Right, I wanted to put this... Well, no, because here's the thing, though. They say passwords these days are more susceptible to digital theft rather than physical theft. So, you know, if you write them all down in a book, that's actually a good idea, because you're unlikely, or less likely, to be broken into to have a book of passwords stolen than you are to have some hacker from China somewhere just come and nick all your passwords and get all your information for the financial year. Anyway, let me say hello to all, and then we will get on with the quiz. Good evening to Stilgar, SJ, JR, Unfets, Matt the Ref, Shadowmain, Fluid Fernando, Japes, John, Rack, Ukulelis, TVP, ABMe, Lewis, Matt the Sprat, Socially Bob, Effrontery, Stimson's Angle, Brisbane, Puzzle, Dan, Natter, Dalton, Bass, Proogs, DMC, can't do it in one breath, BC, It's Otley, Oni, Solar Espion, Conradlac, Riff Raccoon, Tipster, and anyone else who is lurking, loitering, and lingering in the chat. You're all most welcome to be here. Thank you so much for joining me this Thursday evening for what promises to be a lot of fun with quiz tonight. Like I say, we've got Risky Business to start us off by Riff. We've then got a spectator game of The Drain, heat number 9, and then a brand new format will wrap things up towards the end of the evening. So, I think that's probably enough carrying on for now. Just a quick reminder that you go check your pennies, channel currency, and your medal cabinets over at stefanshare.com/pennybank. If you've missed any episodes of Game Night, you can go catch up on the on-demand channel right the way back to season 1. If you want any more quiz, some retro quiz, go check it out, stefanshare.com/on-demand. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You can suggest raid messages. I've got a few coming in already, one of which has a thumbs up so far, so do suggest a raid message over the course of the evening. Universal controller's there, room code's there. Don't Google the answers because it defeats the point for everybody. Google and AI knows everything. I want to know what you know. No Googling. Come join the Discord if you're not there already. There's a nice little huddle of people in there at the moment. We've got 8 people in the general voice chat who are chatting along with the stream tonight, so do feel free to pop in, say hi, and that's of course where you get all the latest information for streams. And indeed, if you want to come and write for Game Night at some point, that's how you get the question right to roll. I see Lewis has DM'd me. I'm going to assume that is information I'll need for the Drain later on, and I'm going to focus on our first game, or second game, first full game for tonight, which is Risky Business. It's by Riff Raccoon. Let's play. So, if you're all ready, we've got a decent number of players in the lobby. 32 by the looks of it, which is very pleasing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 32. Good estimation, Ben. Well done. Self 5. Round 1. It's favourable odds. Select one of the correct answers from the 5 options within 15 seconds. With each question, the number of risk points increases once the number of correct answers decreases. Incorrect answer at any time, it will reduce your risk points to 0. However, abstention will preserve your accrued risk. To play question 4, you've got to choose to risk based on the answers alone. Questions worth double your risk points, but only one of the answers will be correct. If you choose to risk, abstention will be treated as wrong on that one. But for the first 3 questions of each set, you do not have to play, and if you've got some risk that you don't want to, well, risk. Abstention's a perfectly valid strategy. 3 sets of 4 questions as per usual. You know the drill. You don't have to answer. That's the main thing. But for this first question, if you've got no risk, you might as well have a go. So let's take a look at our options for question number 1. Here they are. Thallium. Gold. Copernicium. Cadmium. Uranium. Name an element next to Mercury in the periodic table. Wow. I've just seen the host notes for this, Rick. Just 2 wrong answers from Proogs and Dan there. Not that one. Not that one, Proogs. Not that one, Dan. Uranium was the wrong answer. Uranium is not next to Mercury on the periodic table. That's the only information I've got. The information I do have, Mercury is the only chemical element that starts with the letter M and ends with the letters Mercury.
Duh.
That's the information that we did not know at the start of the stream. Yeah, he does. He's getting very needy at the moment. He needs to piss off, though, but go lie in his basket. He's had his walk. And his dinner. That's probably why he's hyper, to be honest. Right, let's drain it out. Most players with 2 points there. 3 points if you can find one of the correct answers on this one. Oh, yeah, uranium is over there somewhere. It's like down at the bottom, isn't it? Only 3 of these are correct. Options are Steve Redgrave, Fanny Blankers Cohen, Armand Duplantis, Chris Hoy, Simone Biles. Name someone who has won more Olympic gold medals than Venus Williams. Matt taking the high road, abstaining and hanging on to his 2 points. Wrong answers from Simpson and Oni. Steve Redgrave, Chris Hoy and Simone Biles have all won more Olympic golds than Venus Williams. She's won 4 Olympic gold medals, unsurprisingly, for tennis. Redgrave won 5 in rowing. Chris Hoy's won 6 in cycling, while Simone Biles has won 7 in gymnastics. Fanny, lol, perhaps better known as the Flying Housewife, won precisely 4 medals, all in 1948. So the same number as Venus Williams, though a very different discipline. Armand Duplantis, I think the pole vaulter person, while extraordinarily good at handling a very long pole, yes, that would suggest they are, has only had the chance to win 2 gold medals in the event. But I'm sure they're going to get more. Armand Duplantis is the one who keeps increasing the world record by like 1 inch every 4 years or something, because no one can beat them. I might be wrong, but that's my recollection. Although front saying best pole vaulter of all time by a large margin, 1 centimetre every now and again. Yeah, we do things in centimetres because the Olympics are run by a civilised nation. Let's go on to the next puzzle. 2 correct answers here. 5 points if you can find one. You do not have to play if you think it's too much of a risk. Take a look at your options. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride. The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Story. Oliver and Company. The Emperor's New Groove. Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World. Name a film featuring Eartha Kitt. That's tough. You don't have to play.
Yeah, the Olympics probably uses the metric system.
Now, good, thanks. Quite a few have taken the high road on that. That's a tough question. The Jungle Book, Mowgli's Story, and The Emperor's New Groove. So Eartha Kitt voices the panther Bagheera in the Jungle Book adaptation, and the villain Yzma, Y-Z-M-A. I think it's pronounced Yzma in The Emperor's New Groove. Oliver and Company, I haven't seen since I was about 7 years old. Pocahontas 2, I think I've seen Pocahontas 1 either. But I've also not seen Avatar, and apparently they're basically the same film. This is what someone said to me. I can't back that up. Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, I do know quite a lot about, because I remember I had the easy piano songbook for the Lion King, and then by the time I got interested in the Lion King 2, when I was about 13, I had the advanced piano book version. It stars Jason Marsden as Kovu, who's also the name of one of Dexter's dog friends. Jason Marsden also voiced Tino Tonatini in The Weekenders. And it's got some good songs in it, which I don't think are written by Elton John, but the originals are. But fun fact, the original Lion King is basically Hamlet with lions, because it's an evil uncle usurps the rightful king's throne. Lion King 2 is about the children of 2 warring tribes falling in love. It's basically Romeo and Juliet with lions. Isn't that exciting? I bet you knew the one about Lion King 1. I bet you didn't know it about Lion King 2. And... no, Kovu. Kovu is the name of the dog, Brooks. Not Jason the dog. Good. Yeah, but it has also got good songs, but they're not written by... I don't think they're written by Elton John. But Inupendi... Sorry, it was the wrong answer, so I'm going to drain that. I'm just going to talk about the Lion King 2 all night. See, you've got me onto one of my hyper-fixation topics, something I know a lot about. I know everything about the Lion King 2. It's got Andy Dick in it, that film. Andy Dick. I wonder if he's still getting work. Anyway, the last question of this set. And there's only one correct answer, and you've got to choose to risk it before you see the question. So here are the options. You can make a decision now. Bovril, meaty paste brand. Pot Noodle, instant noodle brand. Vaseline, petroleum jelly brand. Dove, skincare brand. Or Pedigree, pet food brand. Bank or risk? Just a smattering having a go at this. Zeus, Pyro, Shapes, Oni, Tigo, Cola, Sofsly Bob, Shadowmane, and Matt the Sprat all risking on this one. Everyone else, your points have been safely put into the bank. Shadowmane risking with the maximum of 10, hoping for double points here. Let's see if this question is going to go in the direction that you think it's going to go. Here we go. Name a brand owned by Mars Incorporated. All answers accounted for about half and half, just over half. 5 getting it right. Cola, Pyro, Sofsly, Tigo, and Matt doubling up your points. Shadowmane, Shapes, Oni, and Zeus. I'm afraid it's a wipeout. Pedigree pet food brand was the right answer. Yes, owned by Mars Incorporated. As for the others, Bovril is owned by Unilever, Pot Noodle is owned by Unilever, and Dove the skincare brand is owned by Unilever. Mars does own a chocolate brand called Dove, though. but not the skincare brand. And we don't know who Vaseline is owned for, but I'm just going to assume it's Unilever and definitely not Mars. Well done if you got some points out of that. Let's pop those into the bank. And after one set of questions, we've got a lot of players on 10. No one hitting the maximum of 20, but Tiggo still got Sosli, Nata, Pyro, El Cola, Fetz, Effrontery, Woollyback, and Ben all on 10. Oh, very nice indeed. I did a rhyme. Tiggo, welcome to the stream. Shall we have some more questions? Why not? 4 correct answers out of these 5. 2 points if you can find one. Here they are. A hotel chain owned by Marriott. Cardinal directions. 2 people doing finger guns with both hands. The value of a field goal in American football. And the corners of a parallelogram. Name something that is also the value of the brown ball in snooker. It's the value of a field goal in American football. It's on my notes. It's worth 3. I knew that for other reasons that may or may not become apparent in the fullness of time. But yeah, field goal scores 3 in American football. All of the others have 4, which is what the brown is worth in snooker. The hotel chain 4, which I must say I've not heard of. But the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. 2 people doing finger guns with both hands. You'll have to imagine the other person, but there's 1, 2. And then another person would be 3, 4. And a parallelogram, it's basically a square that got over-ambitious. Let's put the points into the bank. No points into the bank because it's round 1. We don't do that. Alexander, welcome to the stream. And let's take a look at question number 2. They're all 4 points. Oh, 4 seasons. Yeah, that would make sense, maybe. Anyway, next, 3 correct answers. 3 points if you can find one. Here they are. Piranha 2, The Spawning. Avatar, The Way of Water. Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Titanic 2, The Secret Second Iceberg. Rambo First Blood Part 2. Name a film directed by James Cameron. Yeah, Piranha 2, Avatar, and Terminator 2 Judgment Day were all James Cameron. He was a writer but not a director of the Rambo flick. Titanic 2, The Secret Second Iceberg is not a movie, ellipsis, yet. And then I've got a very nice link to James Cameron's filmography. So it was getting a citation into the host notes as well, just in case I wanted to go and check, but I can't highlight in here. Yeah, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, what a great film that is. So Arnie got paid something like 300 million for that film and said 700 words. The Jasper Carrot joke, it's something like $800,000 a word, or $4 million an IQ point. I may have the numbers wrong, but a second Titanic has hit the iceberg. Wouldn't that just be tragic, wouldn't it? Silent Berry, welcome to the stream. On we go. Plenty of players with 5 here. Just 2 correct answers to this next set. Here are your options. Remember, you don't have to play. Mexico Independence Day. US Memorial Day. Canada Victory Day. France Bastille Day. UK Mother's Day. Name a holiday celebrated in May. Couple of abstentions in here. Quite a few wrong answers as well, though. Players wiping out. Yeah, Mexico's Independence Day is in September. It's often confused with Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May, but they are separate holidays. That commemorates, Cinco de Mayo commemorates a special military victory. Bastille Day, of course, is July the 14th, as we all learned from the movie Con Air and from anyone who owns an iPhone, because it tells you Bastille Day on your phone for some reason is as important to know as Christmas Day. It's just one of the default events that gets in there. Memorial Day and Canada Victory Day, both in May. Mother's Day is, I think it's a slightly movable feast because it goes in line with the with the liturgical calendar, so it lines up with when Easter is, but it's normally in Lent, which means it's sort of March, late March, early April, typically. I think normally March time for UK Mother's Day. Well, then you've got some points there. Lots of players with 10. Are they going to take a risk on this risk question? 4 options, only 1 correct. No question for you. You've got to decide to bank or risk without seeing it, and your options are normally in Lent, except for Kent. Alabama. Mississippi. Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, Bank or risk? Okay, again, we've got about 10. Dan, Alexander, Zeus, Fetz, ABME, Totley, Conrad, Pyro, and BC. 9 players risking. Everyone else, your points are into the bank. Quite a few more players risking the maximum this time. Ben, Fetz, Alexander, Conrad, and Zeus, all with 10 points at risk here. Pyro, ABME, and Otley with 5. Puzzle down with 3. Let's see if we can double you up. Only one correct answer here. Good luck. Here is the question. Name a state won by Lyndon B. Johnson in the 1964 US presidential election. Just going to check something because my notes seem to give me conflicting stuff. Presidential election results. Let's see. Yeah, so Lyndon B. Johnson, he lost just 6 states. Oh, no, yes, because, no, it does make sense. Yeah, he only lost 6 states, so he won the vast majority, did Lyndon B. Johnson for the Democrats. He lost to Barry Goldwater, who was a Republican candidate, who won 6 states, which were Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Georgia, and the other 2 were Arizona and South Carolina, with Lyndon B. Johnson winning Tennessee and all of the others as well. Back in 1964, it was a very different shade of map back then. But of course, American politics are very strange. Most states are actually some shade of purple rather than being red or blue particularly. And I'm not going to get into politics. I'll save that for later. Zeus and Dan doubling up. Zeus doubling up to the maximum of 20. Very well done. Dan taking 6. Let's put them into the bank. Everyone else wiping out. And we have got 5 players with 20 points. Zeus still got Socially Bob, Risky Mole and Effrontery all with 20, Prugs with 18, and we've got Bass, Brisbane, Flyboy and Stimpson with 15. One more set of questions for you, 4 of them to be exact. And this first one has got 5 options and 4 correct answers. 2 points if you can find one. Here they are. London, Bristol, Newcastle, Doncaster, or Edinburgh, without the question mark. Name a city on the UK's A1 road. Dalton? No answer from Dalton and a wrong answer from Stilgar. Bristol. Bristol's way over out in the west, other side of the country. But the A1, I think it starts in London and it goes all the way up. So you've got London, in order, you would go London, then you'd hit Doncaster, then Newcastle, then Edinburgh. There's quite a big gap between London and Doncaster, though. But yeah, Bristol over on the other side of the country. A note from Riff here. It's Route 66. Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? I lived in a flat in London that was technically on the A1. It would shake when trucks drove past and was across the street from what was purportedly the favourite Indian restaurant of the band The Darkness. I have a fun fact about The Darkness. I was at uni with a guy who was at the school that was approached to be the choir in their Christmas hit Don't Let the Bells End. And he was just slightly too old, because I think it was the junior choir, because they had sort of younger kids. He was just slightly too old, but he was in the school when Justin Hawkins came and basically pitched to the school and told them that these kids are going to be in the choir. So that's quite fun. That's my connection to The Darkness. I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say, Riff. Remind me again later. I've just seen it. Riff's just sent me a DM. I've just seen that DM. Remind me later, and I'm going to leave that DM that you've just sent me unread so I don't forget. And I'll come back to that, I think. Right, let's go on. Next question. 3 correct answers here. 3 points if you can find one. You do not have to play. Options are coconut milk, coconut cows, no, olives, eggs, almonds, mushrooms. Name something high in vitamin B2. Coconut milk comes from coconut cows. I believe that. I want a coconut cow. I want one right now. But it's not high in B2 though, coconut milk. Neither are olives, eggs, almonds and mushrooms, all high in B2. You have 30 minutes to turn these ingredients into a delicious meal. Your time starts now. We're getting into Taskmaster at the moment. Coconut milk comes from coconut cows. Yes, it does that. Good stuff. A lot of players getting points there. A couple of wipeouts and 1 or 2 abstaining and preserving, or con-risky, preserving the 2 points of risk. Let's go to our next one. 5 options, 2 correct answers, 5 points if you can find one. You don't have to play. Options are I'm B-Moo. Very good. Machines making machines. How perverse. Misa called Jar Jar Binks. It's a trap. Never tell me the odds. Let the Wookiee win. Name a Star Wars line most famously spoken by C-3PO. I expect a sea of green here. Oh, never mind. Woody back, welcome to the stream. Couple of abstentions in that one. 1 or 2 wipeouts. Yeah, machines making machines. How perverse. That is, I want to say, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Let the Wookiee win in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Misa called Jar Jar Binks was from Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and was said by Jar Jar Binks. Never tell me the odds. That was Han Solo in Empire Strikes Back, I think. And It's a Trap was Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi. I'm now going to look at my notes and probably say exactly the same thing again. Never tell me the odds is spoken by Han Solo. It's a Trap by Admiral Akbar, and Misa called Jar Jar Binks is spoken by everyone's favourite character. Yes, so I did that without notes because I am a Star Wars nerd. Right, where are we up to? Lots of players with 10. Are they going to risk on this 4th question? We've seen a couple of tricky ones so far for the 4th question. Only 1 correct answer, and remember, you don't see the question, just the options. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Here they are. Roy Lopez. Reti. Sicilian. Queen's Gambit. King's Gambit. Bank or risk? Not many going for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. JR, Alexander, Tipster, Sosely, Flyboy, Nando, Stimson, and Puzzle Dan all having a crack at this one. Remember, only 1 correct answer. If you abstain or are wrong, you'll lose all your points. Stimson and Sosely risking the maximum of 10. Let's see if it pays dividends for them. Everyone else, your points are in the bank. Good luck. Here is the question. Name a chess opening that typically begins at 1d4. No rug pull here, just a chess question. Sosely's got it, JR's got it, Dan has not. Flyboy and Alexander are there, Stimson is there, Nando's there, Tip? No, unfortunately not. Oh, thank you, Riff. Okay. Right, I will say all of those now when we reach the end of the round, Riff, so I will. Yeah, it's the Queen's Gambit, so called because it offers the Queen's Pawn as a usually temporary sacrifice. The Queen's Gambit, 1d4, which is pawn to d4, I guess. I don't know if Sosie, Stimson, Flyboy, JR, Alexander and Nando, if you're all chess players, but it's a good answer either way. You've doubled your points. Let's put them in the bank and check out the scores at the end of round 1. I chess, but I remember that's sort of my mentality with it, Sosie, as well. It's like I like the idea of, and I feel like if I could have a crap superpower, being a chess prodigy might be it. It's the sort of thing, I'd like to sort of brag about. Just I'm really good at, I'm like a 2,300 Grandmaster or something, but I like the idea of being good at chess. I don't have it's same with learning another language. I'd love to be able to speak fluent French, and I am under no illusion that if I had the wherewithal, I probably could. But I just can't be arsed. I've got other things I'd rather do with my time. So, come the end of round 1, Zeus and Natter are tied in third with 30 points apiece. Stimson's in second with 35. But it's an early lead for Sosely Bob with 40 points, maximum of 60 in that opening round, so it's a very, very good score. Don't worry, though, if you are yet to score or if you're a little bit behind, there are still plenty of points up for grabs. Message from Riff that wasn't in my notes. Did anyone spot the theme in that opening round? Or themes? It's very subtle, but very clever. Did anyone spot any themes? Let me know in the chat in the next 10 seconds. And if not, I will elucidate you. Netflix shows, chess, no. No, the theme was not raccoons, unusually. No, I'll tell you. Prue's got the planets, yeah. So in the first set, you have Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars in the questions. The theme is there is no theme. No, there is a theme. Set 2, you have Brown, Cameron, May, and Johnson. So very subtle prime ministers in there. Well, Johnson was not a subtle prime minister, but what a wanker. And set 3 is hopefully where it'll twig. I don't know if it did twig for anyone, but it was A1, B2, C3, and D4. So that was your little in for the risk questions. So perhaps you anticipated, if you did spot that theme, it was just giving you a little bit of an extra in to the risk questions. But it's kind of fun knowing that after the fact rather than letting you know up front. But yeah, Riff did let me know at the start of about halfway through round 2, I think I checked the DM, and I thought I'll let you know at the end. So I don't know if that's it for themes. Flyboy, Topper, welcome both of you to the stream. Oh, Topper's here. Hello, Topper. I need to check the thing, but if I need to plug you, let me know. Either send me a DM or let me know in the chat, and I could give you a little plug. If you're, I don't know if you're on Twitch or if you're doing local stuff for your thing, but let me know and I will give it a plug. Right, that was the end of round 1. I'm going to get another drink, but I'm going to wait until I put the first puzzle up for High Road. Since when have you called me Royal? Do you? I suppose that's my online moniker. Round 2. Well, it is. I just need to know where to plug to, so to speak. Round 2 is the board game. I'm going to put the first puzzle up and then I'm going to go top up my glass. Select as many of the 9 options as you like within 60 seconds. At least 4 and up to 7 of the answers will be correct. For each answer I correctly identify, you'll get 5 risk points. Hooray! However, if you identify even 1 incorrect answer, you will get nothing for the board. Boo. So if you click all 9, you're going to get nothing. You can just click 1. If you think, I'm absolutely certain on 1, I'm just going to play 1, just play 1. You get 5 points. Easy peasy. But it's up to you. How much do you want to risk? There's 3 boards in this round. I'll bank your points after each board. Just a couple of disclaimers on how to use the device. Unlike, I think, Ash's in Wipeout, when he uses Hackbox, it automatically collects your answers. Whoops, whatever is left on the screen. This doesn't do that. You have to press the submit button before the timer expires or it won't count. But likewise, once you've pressed that submit button, you cannot change your mind. Your answers are locked in. You've got 60 seconds. Timer will be in the top right of the device. Top right. Up there. I have to point left, it's really counterintuitive. Yes, make sure you do use that time to its full advantage and make sure you hit submit before the time is up. So, let's take a look at this board. I've absolutely no idea what to expect. I did glance at this pack very briefly, but I can't remember what's in it. But Lewis's proof is I'm very grateful because it means I get to kind of sort of play along despite having the answers in front of me. Anyway, options. US declares independence, Martin Luther King Jr. assassinated, Barack Obama's first inauguration, Lillehammer Winter Olympics, Edward VIII abdicates, Terry Fox begins Marathon of Hope, First Woman goes into space, D-Day landings, and Queen Elizabeth II's coronation. Identify events that took place during a leap year. Whoa. Tricky little puzzle there. You have a think about that. I'm going to get some more fizz, and I will be right back. Doobity doo, doobity doo, doobity doo, doobity doo, doobity doo, doddly do, doddly wide up, doddly do, dod up, 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 ding, 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 ding. Right here on the ticks. Get your answers in, and that is time up. Shouting from the back of the room. I decided that was the last of that bottle of Prosecco. I decided to grab another bottle of Prosecco, and the only way I can make Dexter come back in with me after I go to the kitchen is to bring a Scooby snack. So, you're going to have a Scooby snack while I put the green screen back up. There you go. Right, did you enjoy that? Oh, there's a lot of red. I don't think you did enjoy it on average. Right, let's go through what we've got here. Hello, no, I only have the one Scooby snack. There are no more. Please go away. Kindly go away. So, in no particular, your right answers: US Declaration of Independence, Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination, Edward VIII's abdication, Terry Fox beginning the Marathon of Hope, and the D-Day landings all took place during a leap year. So Obama's inaugurations were in 2009 and 2013. He was elected in leap years, 2008, 2012. That's one way of remembering a leap year. Is there a presidential election, a US presidential election in this year? If so, it's probably a leap year unless they do something different. But his inaugurations would have been the following year, 2009, 2013. Lillehammer was 1994, the first year the Winter Olympics did not take place in the same year as the Summer Olympics. Like Charles, Big Liz wasn't coronated until the year after becoming monarch. Lizzo became Lizzo. Talk about the late Queen as Lizzo. She became Queen in 1952, but the coronation wasn't until 1953. Valentina Tereshkova became the first woman in space in 1963. The other events all took place in leap years. The Declaration of Independence, 1776. The abdication of Edward VIII, 1936. The D-Day landings, 1944. Martin Luther King being assassinated was 1968, and Canadian Terry Fox beginning his Marathon of Hope was 1980. Queen Lizzo 2. HM Queen Lizzo, indeed. Big Lizzle. Oh, goodness me. I have no more, please go away. That's out of context, that's still funny. Right, so 3 players picking up 4 out of the 5 correct answers. Ben, Yup, and Business Perry Gloose, aka Woollyback, 20 points apiece. Cola and Otley getting 10. Zeus Brisbane Fets today, be me getting 5. Everyone else, it's a wipeout and no points. Let's put them in the bank. We've got a tie at the top. Ben Sosley and Oni, 40 points each. Let's have another board, and I'll stay with you for this one, because I know you'll miss me if I go. Let's take a look. McDonald's, Chanel, Walmart, Pepsi, Airbnb, Toyota, Nintendo Switch, Motorola, HSBC, fuck yeah! Sorry, ignoring any word marks or shading, identify the companies whose main logo has at least one line of reflectional symmetry. I'm thinking, McDonald's, fuck yeah! Chanel, fuck yeah! Going all Team America on you. Reflectional symmetry. At least one line of reflectional symmetry. I remember this question because one question I was we had a little chat about between Lewis Riff and myself. We had a little conversation about something which I might tell people about in a minute. Right, last couple of seconds. We all agreed on it. We did. Ben, up he goes, and up he keeps going. Yeah, a lot more green that time. Just the 2 wrong answers there. So you did have the maximum 7. Pepsi and Nintendo Switch, even without the text, the Pepsi logo only has rotational symmetry, not reflectional. The Switch logo, I don't know. I don't own a Switch. Yes, because it's got one side has got is not shaded and one side it is, and it's sort of it's sort of like a square yin yang as the Nintendo Switch is sort of how I would characterize that. Everything else has got at least one of McDonald's, obviously the golden arches. Toyota, I think it's just 4 circles. It's like Audi, is it circles like wrapped around each other? HSBC is, I think, a red... No, that's MasterCard I'm thinking of. I'm rubbish at this. I remember the one thing that we had a conversation about was Starbucks, which we took out of the answers in the end, because that's a question. Does Starbucks have reflectional symmetry? What would you have said in chat as a little bonus question? Does the Starbucks logo have reflectional symmetry? What do we think? Maybe we could put that up as a poll. JL saying no. Nata says it does. She's holding a fish. Yes, no. Okay, so opinion is divided. She's not holding a fish. It looks like, at a glance, it looks like it does, but actually it doesn't. I think it's one of the eyebrows. I think is, or one of the ears. Something is one of the eyes is slightly longer on one side. But yeah, they deliberately made their logo asymmetric to make it look more human. It was one of those ones we had a bit of a chat about it, and we thought, ooh, it might be perceived as a trick question unless you happen to know that particular nugget of information. So yeah, we took that one out, but it was very interesting. It's certainly this is a great thing when you have discussions about questions. You actually end up learning a lot. Get close to somebody, will just be an eye. It's with the eye of Sauron. I mean, would that be a good representation of capitalism, wouldn't it? If the Starbucks logo just became a green eye of Sauron. Yeah. Anyway, let's put the points in the bank. I didn't check how many points everyone got there, but I'm going to assume you've done well. Zeus getting 6, according to my log there. Natter picking up 5. And yeah, so I think they were the high scores. So well done, Zeus there, into the lead with 65. Here's another question. Take a look. Djibouti and Eritrea, Bolivia and Paraguay, El Salvador and Nicaragua, Eswatini and Mozambique, Vietnam and Thailand, Afghanistan and China, Austria and Slovakia, Haiti and Dominica, Ghana and Togo. Ignoring overseas territories, identify the pairs of countries which share a land border. Okay. Countries that share a land border. Ignoring overseas territories, so we can't say France shares a land border with, like, Argentina. Or whatever. Okay, last few seconds. About photography questions, it would be useful. Right, here come the ticks. Yeah, not a very well scoring round that time, I have to say. I was seeing a lot of answers coming in. There was a lot of red in the log. Just Zeus and Stimson picking up points. I'm wondering what's the one that's caught a lot of people out there. Let me just go through the log with the wrong answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people put Haiti and Dominica. Oh, okay, it could be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people put Vietnam and Thailand. And about the same put El Salvador and Nicaragua. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 15 going for El Salvador and Nicaragua. So it has sort of split opinions, but between you, you've managed to only leave 2 people getting points. Zeus with 15 and Stimson with 10. So yeah, El Salvador is separated from Nicaragua by Honduras. Haiti shares the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic, and Laos and Cambodia are between Vietnam and Thailand. So a very tricky little question there on land borders, particularly well suited for this sort of round. Very well done to Zeus and Stimson, managing to get points out of there. Bad luck to everybody else. That is the end of the round. Let's put those points in the bank and check out the scores. I think I got all 3 of the wrong ones. That's the anti-risky business. You went for 4. You did get 1 right answer. Afghanistan and China as well was also a right answer you gave there, Tigo. But yeah, it's sort of impressive in its own way. Scott, welcome to the stream, my dude. Hope you're well. So, after 2 rounds, Zeus has got the lead with 80. Stimson is in second with 65. Sosli now slipping into third, tied with only 60 points apiece. But we've still got 120 points available in round 3. So it is still very much anybody's game. Let's go there now. Round 3 is this or that. Select the correct answer from the 2 options presented within 7 seconds, and they go jolly quickly, so make sure you've got your fingers on your devices ready. Answering correctly will earn you increasingly more points, 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and so on. Get it wrong at any time and it reduces your risk points to 0, and it will reset your streak. You start building up again from 1. You can bank the points if at any point you think I don't want to risk any more. You can abstain from the question. It will bank your risk points, but it will also reset your streak. So if you've got 5 right in a row, you've got 15 at risk, and then if you don't know, abstain. The 15 goes safely into the bank and you start building up again from 1. A bit like The Weakest Link, if you've ever seen that show, or been on that show possibly, or built the software for that show. You might be familiar with it. That's the chain, that's the round. It's sort of chain answering, but with just yourself. 15 questions in the round, so if you get a perfect round, the last question is worth 15, and there's 120 points potentially up for grabs, which is why I say it is still anybody's game. So if you are all ready, put your fingers on your devices. It's this or that. Options are French for 7, French for 6, 6, possibly 6. That is the French for 6. 6. is the French for 7. What's the trick question? French for 7 is sit. S-E-P-T, I think, or S-E-T. Shameless beaver. Yeah, we didn't lock the answer order, though. We could have locked it so it actually said French for 6, French for 7. Fun fact, I nearly bought a house recently. I nearly bought a house last year. It didn't work out in the end for various reasons, which I'm sure I'll go into another time. But next time I do an AMA, you could ask me, why did that house purchase fall through? But I nearly bought a house. The house number was 68. So in between the two memes, I thought I can't have a meme house number. But no, I ended up not buying it. So, but that might be getting some resolution. That might be moving towards some sort of resolution. Why did that house purchase fall through? Ask me next time we have an AMA, Lewis, and I will gladly tell you. On we go. Question number 2. This or that. Options are not a rational number. A rational number. 7. 7 is a perfectly rational number. It's a number, any number that can be written as an integer divided by a non-zero integer. So by definition, all integers are rational numbers. So yeah, most players getting that one right. Tiggo and Dan Tiggo and Dan banking a single point there. Let's pop it into the bank and go to question number 3. Well, it's not rational. It's how 6, 7 became word of the. I know. Is it even one? If it's hyphenated, I suppose it technically is one word. Anyway, question number 3. This or that. Options are a musical about 6 women, a musical about 6 men. 6. Hoping we all get this one right. No, alas not. It's a musical about 6 women. The musical was premiered at the Edinburgh Fringe. It tells the story of Henry VIII's wives attempting to reclaim their individuality. There are no male roles, with the cast of productions being exclusively people who identify as women or non-binary. It is a musical about 6 women. There might be a theme in this round, possibly. We'll see. We'll see if it continues to unfold as the round goes on. 3 points going into the bank for Dalton, Stilgar, and Alexander. Let's pop them in there as we go to question number 4. This or that. Options are Denzel Washington movie, Morgan Freeman movie. 7. Make a bug report. RB operator says Q2 of 15 on Q4. WTF. Yeah, for some reason, the operator is telling me this is question 2 of 15. I mean, the graphics are correct, saying it's question 4, which is right. Yeah, 7, or 7N, as I prefer to. That's it. Yes, Nato, it's absolutely right. 7N, which is how I insist. It's like the 13 ghosts. I insist on saying them the way that they've been styled. But yeah, it's Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, and Gwyneth Paltrow in that movie. Well done if you got that right. Matt, Kohler, Stimpson, and Sophie Bob putting 6 into the bank. Let's pop them in there now. Still got 8 players with the maximum of 10, maximum risk of 10. Zeus still with the bank lead. As we go to question number 5, this or that, options are. Oh, now it's jumped to 5. 1999, 1009. Mix. Boy Child has confidently declared this to be a dead meme. I mean, he would know, Tiggo. He would definitely know. 1009, we're looking at Roman numerals now. It would be trivia without some Roman numerals, says Riff. 1999 would be MCMXCIX. Well done if you managed to work that one out. Oh, tight. It's probably good. Type in the chat. Got to answer the game. I'm trying to keep things snappy as much as I can. Conrad like banking 6, Tiggo and Puzzle Down banking 3. So you banked 3 points at least, Tiggo. So that's good. Let's pop them into the bank, and we've still got 8 players with a maximum of 15. The operator is now updated, so I'm now back at question number 6, which is good. Or question number 5. Next question is 6. This or that. Options are. Flag designed in the 11th century. Flag designed in the 21st century. Devon. I got a party like the MCMXEIX. 21st century. Relatively late flag design for countries that are borderline Cornish. It's not Cornish. I appreciate that. Anyone from Cornwall? I don't know if Bungle were here, he'd be punching me right now. But the flag was chosen through web-based polls in 2003 and is a white cross on a green background. Got our first losses of, well, the first debugged losses of the round. AB, me and Tipster losing 15 points there.
What a shame.
What a shame. But Brisbane Flyboy banking 10, Effrontery banking 15. Still got 5 players with the maximum 21 risk. Let's put the points in the bank. As we move on to question number 7, this or that options are: based at Madison Square Garden, based at Barclays Centre, Knicks,
Most of us getting that. Yeah, New York Knicks are an NBA team.
the sport with the big orange ball is how Riff has described it. They play at Madison Square Garden, while the Barclays Centre is home to the other New York City team, the Brooklyn Nets, who are evidently not as well known. Pyro losing 21 there.
What a shame.
What a shame and a pain, but we have to lose it. 4 players with the maximum shapes, Bass, Ben and Zeus, all with 28. No points to put in the bank there, so let's go on to question number 8. This or that options are: New York nightclub that hosts OMG, London nightclub that hosts GAY, Heaven,
Maybe I'm too old to understand the question, but hosts is GAY like LKD, where it's like an event that goes to a club? Because when I was a student, there was a Saturday night event called LKD, which was Let's Kill Disco. And I think it was basically an alternative night where they didn't play any of the music that I would have DJ'd because I did a bit of DJing back in the day. And I used to do almost exclusively disco and chart toppers and, stuff, bad wedding music, basically. But yeah, London is the nightclub that hosts GOI. Heaven has played a major role in London's LGBT plus scene for several decades. Apparently, it's the birthplace of ambient house. I didn't really have a DJ name, Lewis, to be honest. I was like, this was when Twitter was riding high, and I used to get people to tweet their requests using the hashtag #ZSilentBlue or #ZSilentRed. If I was doing a silent disco and I was playing on alternative music to someone who's on another channel. Fun fact, a genuinely true story, I have DJ'd a silent disco with Chris Stark of Radio 1. He was on one channel, and then the drum and bass was on a second channel, and then I was on the third channel. I was supposed to be the cheese channel, and then Chris Stark comes in and starts playing like Teenage Dirtbag, and everyone goes over to his channel. I was like, I'm already playing that stuff. Come back to... Oh, it's fine. I had them at the end of the night with Journey, Don't Stop Believing. DJ Flush, it probably would be DJ Flush, it'd be DJ Royal probably now, with an E on the end. DJ Royale. Royale with cheese. Right, I'm yammering on. Points being banked. BC banking 28 there. Alexander banking 10. Stimson banking 6. And 3 players still with the maximum. Shapes, Bass and Zeus, all with 36. Shapes becomes the first player with more at risk than in the bank. Or may not be the first, but... certainly in the higher scores. Let's go on to question number 9. This or that... Oh, new bank lead in the shape of Ben with 83, but only 3 points ahead of Zeus, who's got 36 at risk. Let's take a look at the next question. Question 9. This or that. Options are... Canadians Hansen and Moranis. Australians Kyrgios and Cave. Ricks. What is it about Ricks? That's a niche joke for anyone who's ever seen Red Letter Media. What is it about Ricks? Fuck you, Rick Berman. There's a Mr. Plinkett's review of Star Wars. Canadians Hansen and Moranis. Rick Moranis is an actor. Rick Hansen completed a around-the-world trip using a wheelchair, becoming the Man in Motion inspiration for the John Parr song St. Elmo's Fire. I can see the people rising. I love that song. That's on my running playlist. Absolute banger. Hasn't made it to my parkrun playlist yet. I've got my 50th parkrun on Saturday, by the way, so I might be updating my playlist after that. Very exciting. The other 2, incidentally, are Nick's. Oh, good. Chat's beating me to my host notes. Yeah, Nick Kyrgios, the Australian tennis player, and Nick Cave, the other Australian. Nothing to report there. No banks and no significant losses, so let's move on to question number 10. This or that options are... Professional snooker referee and bullseye champion. Professional darts referee and countdown champion. Bevins. Zeus and Shape still going with 55. Oh, that's time for a soundboard button. Yes! 45 points of risk gone down the toilet. That was as much as you've had in the bank. And it's all gone. Unfortunately, you've gone for the wrong answer. No, Kirk Bevins won season 60 of Countdown in 2009 and has refereed multiple World Darts finals and has even met Riff Racoon in real life. Well, I did not know that. We have still got 2 players with the maximum risk. Shapes and Zeus, both with 55. Zeus with a significant bank lead over Shapes. But we're 10 questions in, so we'll look at all the stats in just a minute. A couple of banks coming in there. Cola banking 15, and Stilgar Woolly back, Shadowmane, Tigo, and Fetz banking 6, and Conradlat banking 3. Let's put the points into the bank. Okay, so here's where we're at. That is the bank lead. Ben has got the bank lead with 83. Zeus in second with 80. Stimpson's in third with 77. We've just seen the risk lead, but if we look at the potential, which is if players were to bank on the next question, not a huge amount of change, but Shapes massively jumping up into second place there. Potential score of 90. Proogs as well want to keep an eye on with 15 points of risk and 33 behind. Let's see what happens with the next question. Question number 11, this or that. Options are: just follow my nose, silly rabbit, tricks, silly rabbit. I don't understand the question, but I'm being told these are adverts. Silly Rabbit, tricks are for kids, while the mascot is typically referred to as simply the Tricks Rabbit. He was originally known as Silly Rabbit. The other slogan is about Fruit Loops, and I'm internally crawling at the way fruit has been spelt with 2 O's, but I do appreciate that is how the brand spell it for reasons that are beyond me, which is also sugar masquerading as a healthy breakfast. So we've all got complaints about Fruit Loops, it would seem. Some banks coming in. Shapes is banking there at 55. He's calling it quits. He's going to go up to 90 and into, I think, possibly into the lead in the bank score. Proogs banking 15, and Matt, Ukulelis, and Dalton all banking 10. Let's pop them into the bank with just 4 questions to go. Shapes is indeed the new bank leader with 90. Ben in second with 83. Zeus now into third with 80. But he has got that 66 points of risk, but it's not safe yet. A bank from Zeus now would almost certainly win him the game. Let's see how far he is prepared to go. As we go to question number 12, this or that, options are: Focaccia, Chapati, Levant, and good evening, Fluffy Bunny. Welcome to the stream. Zeus is calling it on the bread question. Probably a good idea. I may say there's too many carbs. I need to cut down on my carb intake. I keep cutting down on my carb intake, and I'm like, oh, I fancy a burger. And then having carbs. Sometimes my girlfriend has naked burgers, so she's like, she'll have a burger, and she'll fashion a bun out of lettuce. And I'll sit there with like a brioche bun and food, yeah. Focaccia, or fuck bread, as we famously called it in the past when we made it in the bread maker, is fairly flat but still leavened, and both are delicious. Chapati I'm not familiar with, but fuck bread, we call it fuck bread because that's what it looked like, rather than doing the Italian accent. It's my ex-wife and I, we used to make focaccia in the bread maker, we called it fuck bread. Hashtag fuck bread. I mean, I like that. It's not a suggestion, by the way, anybody. Stop fucking the bread, Ben. It's not a suggestion. That is not a suggestion. It's all one noun, is fuck bread. It's not. It is not a verb and a noun. Not at all. Anyway, Zeus is banking out his 66 there, is going to go into the bank lead. JR and is slightly losing out on 10 there. What a shame for them.
What a shame.
Let's put Zeus's points into the bank. That is going to be enough to lock up the game. 146, goodness me. But 11 consecutive questions correct, and then banking on the 12th is a very, very good effort there. So well done, Zeus. Race is on for the silver, though. Shapes has got it at the moment, but Ben with 10 points behind has a big advantage. Nando with 15. I'm not sure there's enough questions to generate enough points to get up to the upper echelon. So Shapes, Ben, Stimpson, looking at you, maybe Oni, possibly. Let's see what happens as we go to question number 13. This or that, options are: found weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Did not find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Bricks. Oh, that has bricks. There we see Team America World Police from 2006. That is a film that has not aged well. Yes, Hans Blix in it did not find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, despite former Prime Minister and war criminal Tony Blair insisting... Sorry, alleged war criminal Tony Blair. Really funny if I just went... And I was just gone. I'd just been... no, there were no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Indeed, as there aren't any in Iran either, but apparently that's a war we need to have because it's like, yes, here's a war. Don't look at the Epstein files. You've done me talk about politics again, Riff. I'm blaming you for that one. Right. BC putting 10 in the bank. Only a Matt putting 3 into the bank. Let's pop them in there now with 2 questions to go. Oh, look at this. Ben with 93 in the bank, Shapes with 90 in the bank, and 3 at risk. It is going to come down to these last couple of questions for the silver and bronze. Good luck. Question number 14. This or that. Options are anglicised form of that. Anglicised form of that. Kevin. I'm not going to say them because I'll get them wrong. Is it Colleen and... I'm not going to say them because I might give it away. I think it's Colleen and Kevin. The anglicised form of... Colin and Kevin. So this is Irish or Gaelic, where they have very different ideas about how to spell words. They don't use the same sort of linguistic system that we do over here. Case in point, my sister's middle name is Siobhan. And people say, oh, where's the V in Siobhan? There is no V, but there is an H, and it's next to the B. Siobahan. But, anglicised form of... I guess it's Kevin, an anglicised form of Colin were the options there. And it's Kevin. The one on the right is the answer. The other one is the anglicised form of Colin. 10 points going into the bank for Pyro. Kolish, Anime and Brisbane putting 6 into the bank. Let's put them in there now. Have we seen a raccoon question yet? I don't think we have. So tips are, where's the raccoon? There was supposed to be an earth-shattering raccoon. We've got one more question. Could a raccoon emerge? I mean, there's been raccoons in the host notes, mainly Riff Raccoon. Could we get a raccoon question at the end? Well, this is very interesting. If Shapes banks and Ben gets it right, we'll have a tie for second, and it's going to be Stimpson taking the bronze. Are we going to have Ben and Shapes getting silver, bronze, or are they both going to get a silver? Is Stimpson going to get a medal? Let's find out with question number 15. This or that. Options are a female goddess, a male god, sticks, oh, Ben's got it right and Shapes has banked, so we are going to have the tied silver. I saw Stimpson got that one wrong, but I think he might still have enough for the bronze medal. Styx is a female goddess. Best known as the River Styx, because I thought it was a river. She has some famous descendants, including daughter Nike, the goddess of victory and maker of my running traders. Also the grandmother of Cerberus, the 3-headed dog. Mythology is wild, yo. It is indeed. And after question 15, it's Nando who finishes with the most risk at the end. 36 points of risk, Nando. That's going to be going into the bank to add on to your 35 points of bank. AB, me, and Bass losing 10 there. Proogs, Dalton, Shapes banking 6, Fetz banking 10. Let's put them in the bank and check out the final scores. We have a tie in the silver medal position. Ben and Shapes. Ben getting it right and Shapes banking means we've got a tie of 96. It's a silver medal each for you, and Stimpson's Angle does get the bronze. A great last-minute clutch from Nando there, but not quite enough to get into the medal finishes, but finishing in 4th place with 71. Bronze for Stimpson with 77. Joint silvers for Ben and Shapes with 96. But a resounding, absolutely colossal victory with 147 points. It's a gold medal to Zeus. What an absolutely wonderful game of risky business that was. Riff, corking questions. I enjoyed that so much. I don't know if you could tell from my hosting style, but I was having a wonderful time hosting that. So huge thanks for the questions there. I always love a game of risky business, and you've excelled yourself once again, my dude. So thank you very much for your efforts. And big thanks to Lewis as well for proofing that one too. What a great game. What a great game. Well, I'm going to play some adverts. I've got my new bottle of Prosecco here, so I don't need to go back to the kitchen, but I might need to open it. And when we return from the adverts, we are going to be playing Heat number 9 of The Drain, and this is very exciting. I'll give you all the statistical analysis that I'll need to when the titles have rolled. Of course, I will mute alerts going into the game. Clive, score count, Dalton and Arun, if you can make your way towards the green room. Lewis will sound test you, and then I'll bring you into the broadcast studio and give you the room code that you'll need to join for the drain in just a few minutes. It's heat number 9, and if you're not in the Discord, go join now and check out the discussion channel, because ABMe has done a very, very clear analysis of potential things and that could happen and things that need to happen for certain players to make progress. Very exciting, and I do hope you'll join me for it. And of course, after the drain, we've got a brand new format, the pilot of a brand new format never before seen here at Game Night, and of course the Thunderball to end the night off. So I do hope you will stick around this Thursday evening. It's lovely to see so many of you, so thank you again for joining me. Big thanks again to Riff for that question pack of Risky Business, to Lewis for proofing, congratulations to Zeus, our gold medalist, and I will see you for even more quiz as Game Night continues in a few minutes' time. See you then.
Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Wop shawong. Wop shawody wop. 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 Shoobity wop me oobity wopity oo. Wop shawong. Wop shawody wop. 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 Wop shawong. Wop shawong. Shoobity wop me oobity wop me oo. Ba-doo now.
And Zeus, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you being new here, and it's lovely to have you here. Welcome on in. Let's have some electro swing. Oh, I'm running out of this track, so I might just send it back to the start. We'll have to say one all over again. Right, let's have some pennies. Zeus wins. There we go. Nothing exciting. 237 pennies though for Zeus wins. Type it into the chat now. I'm going to get the drain set up, and players, I see them all in the green room. Very much looking forward to this game, so do stick around as Game Night continues with the drain, heat number 9 in a few minutes' time, and then a brand new pilot episode of a new format coming up after that. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Everyone's got pretty, but I bet you look got pretty, but I bet you look got pretty.
Welcome back to the second part of this evening's game night, where it is time for heat number 9 of the Drain. Tonight's heat marks the halfway point of the tournament. We are, in fact, roughly halfway through this heat. Will be exactly halfway. We have had 8 heats already. We have 5 remaining, including this one. And then 3 semi-finals and 1 grand final. The shape is starting to take form in the league table as to who is going to be going through to the next part of the tournament. We've got 4 players waiting patiently in the broadcast studio. Let's meet them. This is Clive. He's 30. He's the guy who makes the grinder sound live, and he's not close enough, but in the USA. Welcome, Clive.
Hey, how's it going?
Very well, my dude. How are you keeping?
Doing all right, thanks. A little tired.
A little tired. Yes, I appreciate you come basically straight here from work, haven't you?
Yes, I'm ever so blue collar.
Burning the candle at both ends. So I appreciate you making the effort to be here. Now, day number 1, you had a good result. 7 points, coming in second place.
On reflection, I guess it is a good result. Didn't feel like it at the time.
Did it not feel good? I think you lost to Natter, I think, if memory serves.
I got cocky early on and started going too early, and that got me in trouble. So then I got panicky and started going too early, and that got me in more trouble. So I'm trying to stay calm today.
That is the key with this game, staying calm, but also those fast reflexes on the buzzer, but also being able to preempt the question in the right way. As you said, say sometimes if you go early and you think, actually, I don't have enough information to answer this. But how are you feeling coming into tonight's match?
Pretty good. Brain feels warmed up and ready, and I've got good competition. I'm excited.
Let's see how you get on. Very best of luck, Clive.
Thank you.
We've also got Score. They're 28 years old. They're a trainee computer science lecturer from Sherwood Forest in the UK. Good evening, Score.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, etc.
That's my line.
No, you don't say etc.
This is true. I can't back that up. How goes the computer science lecturer training?
It's going interestingly. I don't think I should say much more than that right now. We'll be here for an hour.
Okay, well, we will take interesting as read. Your last game Score, you came away with 5 points, 3rd place. How do you feel coming into this one?
I'm in the same matches of Rune and Clive, so I'm not sure if I'll get to buzz in on this game, but we'll see.
Psyching out the competition early. Well, we'll see how you get on. All it takes is a chip and a chair, as they say in poker. Very best of luck to you tonight, Score.
Thank you.
We've got Dalton. He's 27. He's a sim racer from Somerset in the UK. Good evening, Dalton.
Good evening.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say Somerset with such an egregiously West Country accent. But do you get that? Do you get that when people say Somerset at you in the West Country?
Well, Somerset,
Mr. Frodo, and Mr. Frodo famously from Somerset, of course. Tratters, yeah, Tratters. Oh, you've got a brand new convoy harvester. So we're veering into pirate at this point.
Anyway, we're getting on track.
Yeah, a bit piratey. Now, Dalton, 5 points in the last game, another 3rd place. Interesting statistic here. I have that you and Score are dead level on tiebreakers at the moment in terms of high score and low score in day 1. So how are you feeling about day 2?
Well, I mean, I'm up against some extremely strong opposition today, but doesn't mean I'm not going to throw everything at the wall anyway, just in case something sticks.
That's always got to be the plan. Wish you the very best of luck tonight, Dalton.
Thank you.
And our 4th player. This is Arun. He's 23. He's a trainee solicitor from Argyll and Bute in Scotland. Good evening, Arun.
Oh, you didn't do the Argyll and Bute accent, then?
I can't do a Scottish accent. I beg his lordship's forgiveness.
Okay.
This is obviously the trainee heat tonight. We've got a trainee lecturer and a trainee solicitor here. Yeah. Arun, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm very well. I feel like I know you well. So I've got a meeting with my solicitor tomorrow. So we preempted. So we reenacted out here. I'll ask you questions, and we'll see how good your train. No, let's not do that. I'm not gonna. Let's not trauma dump on stream, and let's not depress
many
you.
reasons involving confidentiality.
Tales of my
definitely not do
divorce.
that.
Definitely not want to do that. No, I think you probably are working in a different area of law.
Scotland, yeah.
Well, that's very good. Very good. Now, Arun, you had a very successful last game, 10 points, winning the heat, and for the longest time, you were top of the leaderboard as well, as you got a very high low score, which of course is the second tiebreaker metric. How did you feel coming into day 2?
I felt all right. You can only really go against the questions you're asked, but having sort of been painted as in the green room when we were chatting before we were thrown in here, having been painted as the villain of this game, I'm going to say this is going to be a walkover.
Is it because you're Scottish? You've been painted as the villain. he's from up north.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I have no favourites. I have no dogs in this fight. I'm not hedging any bets here. All I do is wish you the very best of luck tonight, Arun.
Thank you.
And likewise, I iterate those sentiments to all 4 players who I would like to invite you, if you are not already unmuted, to unmute now, just so that you're prepped and ready for when you buzz in. Couple of stats for you. Tonight, Clive, Score, Dalton. All 3 of you would qualify if you win the heat. According to ABME, there is a guarantee of qualification if you win the heat. Arun, you would qualify if you avoid finishing last. You can get a guaranteed place in at least the semi-finals. Score and Dalton, you will be unable to qualify if you finish last in the heat. Now, to the nitty-gritty, Arun would clinch first and secure a spot in the final if they win the heat, and if your score never goes below 145. Because you won your last heat with a lowest score of 147. That is how the numbers add up. And Arun, you will be unable to finish first in the league if you do not win. Because, of course, Shapes has done a 2-day victory, day 1 and day 2, on Saturday last week. Those are the stats that I have, and very many thanks to ABME for providing that analysis for us. So, you all know how to play this game by now. Usual rules apply. Wait until I say your name before answering, just in case there's been a race on the buzzers. Chat, for your information, it's a zero-sum game. There's 600 points divided between all of them. And we're starting with 150 each in this first round. They've got to hit 200. For all the time the question is live, points will drain out of their podium and they'll accumulate on the wall behind them. If they buzz in and give me a right answer, they win all of those points up to the target value, which in this round is 200. Any surplus points will roll over. If they buzz in and are incorrect, or I deem there to be undue hesitation, there will be a 25% reduction from what is currently in their podia. Once 3 players have hit the target and locked themselves out, the other player will be eliminated. We will rinse and repeat. So, it's fingers on buzzers. You've all played this before. You all know what the drill is. I wish you all the very best of luck. Fingers on devices. Let's play. Starting with this. From which country does Parmigiano Reggiano run?
Italy.
Indeed. Which member of the Monty Python team is American by birth? Clive.
Graham Chapman?
Incorrect. No one else buzzing. It's Terry Gilliam. Which Australian city shares its name with actress Park footballer Clive?
Sydney.
Yes. Which rock band released albums including The Wall and The Dark Side Arun?
Pink Floyd.
Very good. The 2 sons of Rachel and Jacob in the Bible are Benjamin and who else? Score.
Joseph.
Yes. How many points are scored for winning a heat of the drain? Dalton.
10.
Yes, there's the meta question. What is the forename of Bart Simpson's mother? Dalton.
Marge.
Yes. A poem beginning "We sleek it cowrin timbrous beastie" is by Score.
Lewis Carroll.
Incorrect. Is by which Arun?
Robert Burns.
Rabbi Burns is right. In May 2026, the BBC announced a revival of which classic A Run?
Big Break.
It's only a game. How many days are there in a leap year? Dalton.
366.
Correct. An online viral disagreement occurred in 2015 over the colour of what item of score?
Dress.
Yes. What word links the words cigarette, Sopwith, and Bactrian? Score, just in the nick of time.
Hamill.
Yes. Love Me Do and Ticket to Ride were both hits for score.
Beatles.
Yes, overrated. Globey is the mascot of which exhibition basketball team? Dalton.
No.
Have to buzz you out. And too slow. Harlem Globetrotter. What body part is characteristically absent in a Manx cat? Score.
Leg.
Incorrect. Dalton.
Tail.
Correct. Oh! Wow! The conversion at the end there, that was unreal. Score! Buzzing in because the drain was so strong. You run down to 12, you buzzed in with the Manx answer, you got it wrong, the drain ran out for you, and Dalton has come back with tail and stolen that from you right at the end. What a photo finish that was. Oh my goodness gracious me. Score, commiserations to you. I mean, you played an absolute blinder, some great answers in there, but oh man, all I can say is I'm really sorry, but that is the game.
Someone has to come last.
We do know from the analysis at the beginning it is now impossible for you to finish in a qualifying position, but it's been absolutely wonderful having you here. I really appreciate you being a part of this tournament, and thank you as well for your consultation on the tournament format as things are coming up. Just to let chat know, Score had no influence on the draws, but he did give me a really nice graphic. And
I ended up in this group. Of course I have no influence in the draw.
We have really nice metrics for how to pitch the draws for an uneven balance. So I'm very, very grateful to Score, who's always wonderful behind the scenes when it comes to the game theory and this sort of things. It's been great to have you as a player, Score. I hope you've had fun, and well, maybe we'll see you for the next one.
Quite possibly.
Quite possibly. Well, for now, we have to say goodbye, but do enjoy the rest of the stream, and we'll see you later on.
Take care.
So, a bit of a steal from Dalton there, but Dalton is through to the next round. Let's go there now. My. A run beaten to the buzzer on a Scottish question, but getting to answer it all the same. Yeah, that was a very happy moment for me. I saw that with Rabbi Burns going in there. Dalton, I don't normally do in between round interviews, but Dalton, I've got to allow you a word on that because your buzzer went off and then Score buzzed. Oh, what was going through your head at that moment? Can I have that in writing, please?
About 40 capital A's in sequence.
Well, you've made it here. You've made it here along with Clive and a run. Let's put some points onto your podium. 200 points apiece now. You're chasing 300 for the 600 has been split three ways. We got through 15 questions in that first round. Let's see how many we are going to get through in round two. Good luck to you all. Fingers on buzzers. Let's play. How many hearts does an octopus run?
3.
Yes, it does. Whose theorem states that there are... Dalton.
Fermat.
Incorrect. That there are infinitely many prime numbers. A run.
Hilbert?
Incorrect. Clive is not going to buzz. It's Euclid. Dulce et decorum est was a run.
Wilfred Owen.
Incorrect. Was written by Wilfred Owen during which war? Clive.
World War One?
Yes. Grand Marnier is a French liqueur combining a run.
Orange.
Very good. Which skiffle musician is famous for his songs A Run?
Lonnie Donegan.
Yes. What is the term for the official record of a dog's ancestry? Dalton.
Pedigree.
Yes. In which method of egg preparation are the eggs beaten before being cooked? Arun.
Scrambled?
Yes. In which US state would you find Fort Knox? Arun.
Kentucky.
Yes. In Christian tradition, who is regarded as Jesus' earthly father? Arun.
Joseph.
St. Joseph, yes. In the original London production of Cats, which legendary actress was due to play Grisabella before being replaced by Elaine Page due to suffering an ankle injury? No, that's Judi Dench. Baby Blue by Badfinger plays over the final scene and end credits of which critically acclaimed TV show? On the bounce, that's Breaking Bad. Don't You Want Me by the Human League? Arun.
No. 1980. Hello?
I had to think about that.
Are you joking?
I had to think about that before condoning it. The question in full came out was the Human League. Sorry, it came out in which decade?
Oh.
Obviously 1980 is not a decade, but I've made an executive decision there that you hedged, you aired, but it was close enough to the answer that I think I would allow it. So some people may come back and say that was the wrong call at some point, but in the moment I made an executive decision. I am sticking by that decision. The host's rule is final. Dalton, commiserations. That has put you out of the picture slightly. So where it goes. Arun's very quick on that
was
buzzer.
Against Arun. Yeah, I was against Arun, so that was always going to be the way it was going to go.
It's a fast buzzer. Now, just looking back at the notes, it says you'll be unable to qualify if you finish last. You have not finished last in the heat. You are going to get 5 points, which is the same number of points that you got in the previous heat, taking your total up to 10. Might be enough to get you a place in the semi-final. We will have to wait and see. But, yeah, how are you feeling?
Ooh.
Ooh, so we got from R to ooh.
Clive, get his ass.
We are playing into this villain narrative very, very strongly. Dalton, it was a great match, a great round for you, but unfortunately not quick enough, and I'm afraid you have been eliminated. We may see you later on, but if not, I hope you've enjoyed the tournament, and thank you for being such an active participant, and we'll see you again later on.
Have a good one, and good luck, gents.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Dalton has to leave us. A controversial decision, arguably, on that last question. I am standing by my ruling. I'm standing by my ruling because it had the... Yeah, I'm not going to go into it now on stream. It's the sort of thing we would have gone to a tape stop to make a ruling on it. But I'm not going to do that. I've not hit the emergency stop button yet in this tournament. I didn't plan to start now. That was the ruling I made. That is the ruling I'm sticking to. And I'm not looking at chat because I'm aware there's a conversation going on about who agrees and who doesn't. That is the ruling. That is how it be. Round 3.
I feel great.
You do, Arun.
Oh, so good.
Well, Clive, Arun, you're both through to your second final. 300 points apiece on your podia. 600 is what you are now chasing, the zero sum of the game. Clive, last time you were in this final, it didn't work out for you. Arun, last time, it did. I think I'm not going to go into analysis now because I don't want to throw you off your game. I want you both to concentrate, and I'll do the analysis afterwards. But all I can do is wish you both the very, very best of luck. Race to 600. Let's play. Which singer duetted on I'm Afraid of Americans after duetting on This Is Not America? Tough one to start with. David Bowie. What US state is nicknamed the First State? Arun.
Delaware.
Yes, it is. Making up the pig element of pigs in blankets, what type of sausages? Arun.
Savoy. No, that's wrong.
Incorrect.
Totally wrong.
What type of sausages are traditionally served with Christmas turkey?
There's more than one.
Chipolatas. Sugar, Gin, and V are members of which band? Clive.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Incorrect. Arun.
Blackpink?
Incorrect. It's BTS.
Oh,
Which 5 letters follow the lyric "Old MacDonald had a farm"? Arun.
E-I-E-I-O.
Correct. Cerulean, Azure, and Sapphire. Clive.
Blue.
Yes. The Tonal, Stelvio, and Giulia are all models of car produced by which manufacturer? It's Alfa Romeo. What does the S stand for in SHIELD in Clive?
Super.
Incorrect. In Marvel Comics.
Nope.
Strategic. In American football, how many points are awarded for making a field goal? Clive.
6.
No. A run?
3.
Yes, well remembered. In the term Nepo baby, what is a run?
Nepotism.
Correct. Shiny happy people and losing a run.
REM.
Correct. Changing Keys by Merv Griffin. Clive.
Wheel of Fortune.
Correct. How many elements are in the first period? Clive.
8.
Incorrect. Of the periodic table. A run.
2.
Hydrogen and helium.
Ah, of course.
There we go. And that was why I knew what a field goal was worth in American football. It's because I proved it earlier in the week for this particular stack of the drain. Well, Clive, a very familiar feeling for you, and a run, probably a very familiar feeling for you as well. First and second once again. What I was going to say before, and I didn't want to throw anyone off their stride, but a run, I think your points dipped below 145, which was the target you were trying to keep them above.
Yeah.
So it may not be a free way into the final, but with that 10 points, we'll talk to you more in just a minute. But Clive, commiserations. Are you disappointed? Are you quietly pleased?
I'm relieved not to have done worse than I did last time. Arun's a really good player. I'd noticed a lot of swerves in the question sets while watching it, so I'm a lot more hesitant on the buzzer than I usually am, and that did not pay off this time.
We got the Wheel of Fortune one though, so
yay!
which is good. But Clive, it's 7 points, another second place, 14. According to the notes, that does guarantee you a semi-final slot. So we will see you again for the next portion of the tournament. For now, we have to say goodbye. Do stick around for new format coming up very shortly. And thank you for playing. We'll see you in the semis.
Thank you. Well done, Arun.
Thank you. Thank you.
And after all that, some controversy for the first time in the drain. But we have got a winner of this heat. It's the villain, Arun.
Oh, I like that a lot.
I don't really. I don't think you're the villain.
There's going to be an
steering
asterisk
into
by
the
my name, isn't
narrative. You happy
There's
with
going to
that?
be an asterisk next to my name. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. The three of them are very, very good, and I'm pleased that I had a favourable set that me chancing it seemed to pay off.
Yeah. So you've come out
Fair
with the same.
a number of times it didn't mind, but
yeah, I mean that round two, you had a couple of preempts that were turned out to not be good preempts. I think. Which is, I think it is the nature of the game, and I think on balance, you've got to think it's probably worth doing. But I think we do know that you're not going to surpass Shapes at the top of the leaderboard. And incidentally, everyone, I will post the latest leaderboard into the Discord after the stream. But it's going to be worthy of a very high position on the board and definitely a place in the semi-final. So we will see you again in this tournament, Arun.
I'm very happy with that.
And do stick around for new format coming up very soon. And yeah, congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Cheerio.
Now, I'm just getting this information from BC saying he does pass Shapes. We may have missed a thing. It may be that a run passes Shapes, but I will verify that information. And Arun, if you're hearing this now, I'm getting a message in some urgency. Oh no, that's a sound clip that JR wants me to play, which I'm not going to play just now. I might play it in a bit. But I'm being told by people in chat that apparently Arun does pass shape, so he might be at the top of the leaderboard. But of course, it is no guarantee. He does, but he doesn't clinch. That was the thing. That was the thing. So he passes shapes, but it's not a guarantee of first. I think if a run had finished on 147 or more, it would have been a guarantee of first because of his very high score in the last game. But I'll do all the data crunching post-stream, and do come and join the Discord. If you're not there already, head on over because the discussion channel is where all that information is going to be posted. Big thanks, as always, to the question writing team on this game. And big thanks to ABB for his analysis of the tournament as it's gone on. Congratulations to Arun, who has emerged victorious there. New format coming up in about 5 minutes' time. I do hope you'll stick around this game night for that. Should be very exciting. You've been watching The Drain. We're not playing a heat on Saturday, so the next heat is going to be next Thursday, the 11th of June. So if you're just here for the tournament fixtures, I hope you're here for more than that, but if you are just here for the tournament fixtures, next Thursday is when heat number 10 will be taking place. We're taking a little breather from it on Saturday, but I hope you'll join me for the next one very soon. Thank you for watching. Stick around this game night, and I will see you after the break. More Electro Swing to clear your pallets. Another penny bonus forthcoming. Arun wins for 90 pennies. I'm going to get the new format set up. I will then come to the camera after the break just to do my normal spiel. I'll do continuity there rather than doing it over the lobby of the new game. But do stick around for even more quiz this evening as game night continues with a brand new format after the break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Hello. Now, I'm going to do continuity here and then preamble towards new format pilot, as I always do. So, first of all, Ash is here tomorrow with even more quiz goodness. What's he got tomorrow? Secret Fortune and Snap It Up. Friday the 5th of June, twitch.tv/80_bass from 8 p.m. UK time. Do go give him a follow if you're not doing so already. And if you're not, why not? Good guy, right? Excellent quiz content. Do go give him a follow. Discord, I've already mentioned. Come join the Discord. I've seen Bass has come and joined the Discord. Welcome on in. And all the other nice things about suggesting raid messages. Some good raid messages coming up tonight. Also, whilst I'm here... that's Ash's Discord, not my Discord. But our friend Topper1 Gaming, who was did a lot of similar stuff to what Ash and I do, interactive Twitch quiz content on his channel. Took a step back from streaming, but kept up the development in the background. And he has recently built a new version of the Exit List, the classic, I want to say ITV, but I might be wrong, game show, the Exit List. And he is going to be hosting a sort of a pre-trial version of the Exit List over in Ash's server, ITV 2012, thank you, Matt. Over in Ash's server, that's next Tuesday, I think, which is... doesn't clash with any of the pre-existing streams. So I know I'm Thursday, Saturday, Ash is Wednesday, Friday. But yeah, Exit List, it's next Tuesday, the 9th of June at 8 p.m. So that's in the studio sign-ups of Ash's Discord server. So if you're not in Ash's Discord server, by all means do go and pootle on over there. But it's definitely going to be worth... I've seen the trailer. I mean, the production values, Topper has really spared no expense on this. It looks amazing. Like, genuinely, it looks really, really good. And he's done a stand-up job of the trailer as well. So I'll be out at I go to a running club on Tuesday night, so I may catch some of that once I get back after dinner. So I'm hoping to be there at least in part for that. But do pop on over because that's sure to be an exciting event. Now, continuity on my side of things. Saturday, Data Leak by JR, Crossfire by BC. It's not the Franken Crossfire pack, though I have constructed that from the fragments of Spotlight that happened on last Saturday after the mishap with the data that was in there. I've constructed a Franken pack, so we'll play that, and of course we're going to give Lupine another go in the Spotlight the next time we play it, which is probably going to be next season now. But yeah, I think we salvaged what we could from that stream. But it's Crossfire by BC, so that's been in a while. That has been sat in my QForge pile as proofed and ready to go for about 4 or 5 weeks now. And then we've got The Abyss by Arun Aromatics. This was delayed from a few weeks ago because Arun got some IRL busy, I think. So Shadowmane was very kindly able to swap. But we are going to get to see that Arun pack this Saturday night, the 6th of June, twitch.tv/royal_flush at 8 p.m. That's Data Leak by JR, Crossfire by BC, and The Abyss by Arun. Next Thursday, already tentatively touched on, it's a quieter stream. We've got heat number 10 of The Drain and The Escape Artist by John. Now, that's all that's scheduled. Doesn't mean that something mightn't appear next Thursday, because, of course, I've got Picture This, which has taken a bit of a back seat while I've been doing other things, not least of all this format that we're about to play. Might be we play this format again, but that might not happen for reasons that will hopefully become apparent in just a few minutes' time. So, this format, new format, who dis? This is probably not going to be for everybody. Is what I will say. The format is fairly standard Royal Flush fare, but there is very much a theme going throughout it. It is... I've knocked the software together in about a week, so it's quite a quick job, but it's relatively simple to pick up and play. It's not going to be for everyone. It is a pale imitation pastiche of something that you might be familiar with, and that will become very, very obvious very quickly if you do know what it is. I don't think it's going to be for everyone, but hoping you're going to have fun with it anyway. I'm certainly going to have fun with it. I've enjoyed writing the software. I've written the questions tonight and proofed them as well. You will need the Universal Controller. It's just a standard 0.9.1 for the Universal Controller. As ever, it's a pilot, so things may not go to plan. Hopefully they will, but if things break or things don't quite work out or there's something missing, chuck them into the suggestions section of the Discord, put them in there rather than flooding the chat with them. A, because it sort of slightly breaks my focus in the moment, and B, because I'll lose them, and if it's something valid I need to go and implement, if it's in the Discord, I will take a look at it later on. I've not had any consultation on this game. I've done it basically all myself. People will probably have opinions. You're very welcome to have opinions. I kind of like what's here. It's a nice, concise format as it is. Yeah. Hell yeah, Queen. Lay it on us. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Welcome to new format here at Game Night. Hope you enjoy. Roll VT. Welcome to Front Page, the pilot episode of Front Page. If you want to play, you need the Universal Controller and the room code DXSK. Go join now. APB, of course, is the first into the game. I'll put my camera back on. Room for 37 players in this game, I think. So join quick. I've not tested it with more than that. No, I think I did test it with more than that when I first ran it. Do come join. Might possibly have your events. Indeed so. So, Pyro, Toot, Sophia, Vertigo, Arun, Jogging, Clive, welcome all of you to the stream. And Guinevere Purple Star as well. Welcome on in. Oh my god. Quizzy Dan with the raid of 32 just in time for a brand new format. Welcome on in. Welcome Lingo, Dan, Zadster, Liari, Meredith Musing. Great to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Dan, how was stream? Let me give Dan a shout out. Literally, you could not have timed that better, Quizzy Dan. How you doing, mate? Perfect time for a new game. We've got some space. It's a current affairs quiz. So, I'll try and give you an overview. I'm just a bit overwhelmed by all the things that are happening, and I'm trying to stay calm. So, how were crosswords? Words were indeed crossed. It's good to hear. I hope you're keeping well, mate. I feel like we should speak more. Haven't spoken with you for a long time. It makes me sad. I want my halloumi fry as well. Welcome on into the stream, all of you, and Raiders, welcome on. And if you are not familiar with me, hello, I'm Royal Flush. This is Game Night. We play interactive quiz and game show content on Thursday and Saturday night. Drop us a follow, pop on into the Discord if you want more information. And above anything else, feel free to join in with this game while there are some spaces left. You need the Universal Controller, link in the chat, and that room code right there. Big Daddy Moth Girlfriend. I'm going to call you Big, I think. That's the best way to do it. Welcome to the stream. Welcome on in from that raid. So, here's the central conceit of this game. I really like Have I Got News For You? And this is my... You all scored a bit good. Okay, we're on the same page then. This is my attempt to do a Twitchified version of my own spin on Have I Got News For You. It is not, I'm very aware, Have I Got News For You is a panel show. It is broadly a comedy show, not a quiz show. I have tried to make this more of a quiz show, so there are significantly more quiz elements than in Have I Got News For You. There's a real scoring system for a start. But it's also mainly current affairs based. There's a variety of rounds, some easy questions, some harder questions. Considering a panel show at some point. I did do Would I Lie to You for episode something or other. There was an episode I did Would I Lie to You with a few people. So I've still got that software kicking about. So yeah, Would I Lie to You was I have done it in the past. I'd love to do a QI thing, but I don't know how I'd, because I stand QI, so I don't know how I'd do it. David, welcome to the stream, bro. Grab a seat if you want to come and play Front Page. Last couple of seats available. I don't log the number of players, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can count them. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36. I think I've got one seat left. It'd be amazing to have a full lobby on this on this pilot episode. I think the lobby's capped at 37. Might be wrong. Anyway, this is my attempt to do something current affairs-y with a sort of a nod towards Have I Got News For You, more than a nod in some places. But it's a genuine quiz show, okay? It's just the questions are a bit more current affairs-y. We have got anytime entry on this. The QR code isn't always there, but the room code will be there in the bottom right. I want to get started. I want to get on with the quiz. So, hope you're all ready to play front page. Thank you all for coming to join me. Let's lock the lobby. Well, no, you'll get more than 0, Rack, I'm sure. Let's lock the lobby, and let's begin the quiz. The soundtrack is very Mock the Week, isn't it? Because that was the soundtrack from, I think it was The Jam. Read all about it, news of the world. And as I say, I found the soundtrack for it, and I thought, yeah, that's the one. Sometimes it takes me ages to go through soundtracks and decide, which one I'm going to use. This one and Picture This, I heard this. If we Picture This, I picked the soundtrack before I'd started programming the game. So, yeah. See to it when I tried to join. Just get the loading so I can go around. Oh! Maybe lobby's full and I haven't done a thing. Interesting. Are you on mobile? Yeah, we'll sort you for next time, Guinevere. That's very strange. It's possible the lobby is actually full. If someone else could maybe try and join, I could do it myself, couldn't I? Try and join. Mobile can be finicky. I don't know if anyone else wants to try and join. If I just try and join real quick, and if I get so, because it might be that it just doesn't say when it's full. I'm not going to join in case there is only one seat left and someone wants to take it, and it's not just my end. We clicked on the link instead of the app, and that would. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. Hello, Brisbane. Welcome on. Okay, there was one more seat. Now there are no more seats. I think we're done at 37. Right. Enough yak about the tech. I'll look into those issues in the future. Let's get to round one. Round one is the headlines. You're going to see 5 genuine newspaper headlines from some of the bigger recent news stories. This is the last month or two, with selected words redacted. Pick the correct word or words from the 4 options to complete the headline. 10 seconds to answer each question, 5 points for a correct answer. Simple as that. So, let's look at our first headline. Redacted breaks hottest May Day record as Europe swelters in heatwave. Russia, Guernsey, Switzerland, or Portugal? That's a very satisfying noise, isn't it? Time up. Correct answer. Portugal. This is the news that we've had a bit of weather recently over the bank holidays. The good kind, though, that sees a rush on everybody buying ice creams and sunblock. Portugal has recorded a new highest temperature for May of 40.3 degrees Celsius as countries in Western Europe grapple with sweltering hot weather. The temperature recorded in the central town of Moura on Wednesday beats Portugal's previous record of 40 Celsius set in May 2001. Well done if you got some points. On we go. Our next headline. Oh, hello. Guinevere, thank you very much for that follow. Former SNP chief Murrell leaves court in handcuffs as new images show items brought with what? Stolen capital, embezzled funds, laundered money, or party donations? Town's largest duck reported missing. I want to hear about this duck. Yeah, me too. Timed, correct answer. Embezzled funds. Yes, this is the news of how details of how former SNP chief Peter Murrell embezzled £400,000 from the party over a 12-year period. These have now been revealed to the court. Murrell made 383 purchases from Amazon using SNP party charge cards, spending a total of £42,660 on items which were not for party purposes. Well done if you got that. Next question. Next headline. Josh Simons officially resigns as what? Makerfield MP, talk show host, Lloyd's CEO, or party leader? And it was Makerfield MP. This is the news that Makerfield MP Josh Simons has stood down, opening the path for Andy Burnham to make his way back into the Parliamentary Labour Party and possibly to run for Labour leader. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer took a thumping in the recent local elections and has been facing pressure to set out a timetable for his resignation, cause which he has so far refused. Well done if you got that. Next headline. Artemis 2 crew happy and healthy after completing historic mission to what? Saturn, the Moon, Mars, or local Asda? Time. It's the moon. This is the news that after a 10-day mission, the Artemis 2 crew safely returned to Earth in the middle of April. They splashed down in the Pacific Ocean, and NASA have said that this is the start of a new era of human space exploration. Very well done if you got that. One more headline for you. Let's take a look at it. What warns of rise in high-tech cheating? Exams Watchdog, Pub Quiz Guild, Sam Altman, or HMRC? That is time. The correct answer. Exams Watchdog. Yes, this is the news that the growing use of smart technology could make cheating in exams harder to detect. The head of England's exams regulator has warned. Sir Ian Borkham, chief regulator of Ofqual, said invigilators are being trained to spot covert equipment, including smart glasses, hidden earpieces, and pens with built-in screens. That's your fifth headline, and that's the end of round one. And after that round, we can see Clive, L, Matt, Vertigo. 5 out of 5, 25 points, top of the table. Effrontery, Cola, Nando, Oni, BC, Dalton, Jogging, Puzzle News, Riff, Shapes, Stimson, Susan Kalman, and you've used that one before, Arun. -5 stars. And the ukulelist are all on 20. AB Me, Otley, Pyro, Shadowmaze, Silver Electron, Saphira, Socially, Stillwell Tip, and Woollyback on 15. Matt Brisbane, Fetz, Alexander, JR Marcini, and Natter on 10. Bass, Conrad, and Prugs on 5. Right. So, everyone's got points on the board, which is great. That was the headlines round. On we go, round 2. It's time for the Jigsaw of News. Here's how it works. You're going to see a board containing 9 news stories. This board will be followed by 5 pictures, each of which will be associated with one of the stories. Picture will be gradually revealed in a jigsaw grid. All you need to do is pick the story that goes with the picture. It's a bit like red herrings, but it's a picture that gradually forms into place. JR, you'll remember I sent you a video of this very early work in progress at like the weekend. You'll be able to see how far it's come since then. You've got 30 seconds to answer each question, and you're going to get between 10 and 3 points for a correct answer, depending how long you take. So if you get it virtually instantly, you get 10 points. If you take a bit more time, it's going to take the minimum you'll get if you get it right is 3. Obviously, no points if you get it wrong. So obviously, it's not going to show on your devices. It will only show on the broadcast. So apologies if you've got latency, but hopefully it's baked in to, still be a fun experience for you all. So that's a jigsaw of news. Let's take a look at the options. Madonna says JFK Jr. was the best sex of her life with a caveat. Almost Rage Bait, has euphoria gone from defining Gen Z to dividing them? How Putin became master of the image. Kostyuk beats 4-time French Open winner Swiatek. Police mount investigation after rare miniature horses stolen. Trump says he will nominate acting AG Todd Blanche to permanently lead Justice Department. Valve hikes Steam Deck prices by more than 40%, blaming rising costs. Defending champion Gauff out of French Open. And Starmer defends policy decisions as he hits back at Blair. 5 of those stories will be realised in the jigsaw of news. And unlike red herrings, the answers will be removed after they have been revealed. Okay, so as it goes on, there will be fewer options to select. Hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully you can still see those options on your devices. Let's go to the jigsaw of news now. And you've got 30 seconds. What's this story? Last couple of seconds. Press a button. And that is time. The answer, Kostyuk beats four-time French Open winner Swiatek. Yes, this is the news that four-time champion Iga Swiatek was knocked out of the French Open on her 25th birthday.
What a shame.
What a shame. Losing a fourth-round match in straight sets to inform Marta Kostyuk. Very well done if you got that one right. And there goes the jigsaw of news. So, hopefully you got the hang of that. Shane's getting it quick, not shocked. There's the options. It will have removed Kostyuk from your potential options, so there's only 8 to choose from going into this next one, but the rest of the options are the same. Here's the jigsaw of news. What's this story all about? No, you didn't hit front three. You're good. If it was a guess, it was a good one. If you've no idea who that is, oh, it's left the last piece. That's that critical last piece, RNG not favouring you. Can you work it out from the options that are there? That is time up. The correct answer. Trump says he will nominate acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to permanently lead Justice Department. Yes, this is the news that President Donald Trump said on Wednesday evening that he plans to nominate acting Attorney General Todd Blanche to permanently lead the Department of Justice. Most of us getting that one right. Let's reorder the board. And in front of you, look at that. You not only got it right, you've got the lead with 38. Shall we have another question? That's what's left on the board. It's creating a very nice pattern. Is this pattern going to continue? We will see as we go to our next jigsaw of news. Here it is, 30 seconds. Got an answer in. Wait for the time to hootle out. And the correct answer, most of us getting that, yeah, it is Valve hikes the Steam Deck prices by more than 40%, blaming rising costs. This is the news that Valve have announced a price increase of more than 40%, nearly £200, for its 2 Steam Deck models, citing rising memory and storage costs. The 512GB tier of its OLED handheld gaming PC, the newer model with an upgraded display, will now cost $789 or £649, an increase of 43% or £170. The larger 1TB model will cost $949 or £779, €919, an increase of 46% or £210. This is what we can thank AI for, the rising cost of RAM. We'll also add some of these questions are easier than others. That was hopefully a relatively easy question. Well done if you got it. There it goes. To our next one, 2 more jigsaws. Take a look at this. What's the story? Oh, those are the options. So we've only got 6 left to choose from, hopefully making it a little bit easier. The bubble does need to pop soon. It can't go on indefinitely. I am here for when it does. It will be very exciting. Right, to the jigsaw of news. 30 seconds. What's the story? There's an answer locked in from everyone before the jigsaw's even finished. And here come the ticks. Recognize that hairline anywhere. Indeed so. It's a sea of green. Starmer defends policy decisions as he hits back at Blair. The tale of two brats, indeed so. So I love satire. I can talk about politics here. It's great. Yes, this is the news that Sir Keir Starmer has insisted he made the right policy choices given the backdrop he inherited after former Labour Prime Minister Sir Tony Blair, war criminal, accused his government of having no coherent plan. Good. Well done. Everyone got that one right. Apart from Blair on his call for Iraq. Samso, welcome to the stream, my dude. You're missing out on a new format. No politics, please. The lobby's full, so you can't even come enjoy it. You'll just have to enjoy it from the wings. Bro. Incidentally, we have got gold, silver, and bronze medals in for this game, and you should be getting pennies at the end. It's 5 times score for this game. Hopefully, they pay out later on. Right, one final question for you. Only 5 options left to choose from. It will be one of these. Let's take a look at the Jigsaw of News. 30 seconds. What's the story here? The flurry of answers coming in as soon as Zendaya becomes readily recognisable. Yes, the correct answer is almost rage bait. Has Euphoria gone from defining Gen Z to dividing them? This is the news, or this is actually it's an opinion piece. Yasmin Rufo writes for BBC Culture that the latest series of Euphoria, which concluded on, I think, Monday this week, has divided Gen Z due to its shocking content. I've not seen Euphoria. Apparently Series 1 and Series 2 were very, very good. I mean, with Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, Jacob Elordi, all in it, who are now massive global megastars. But they came back to do a 3rd series of this show. Despite the fact Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney apparently really don't like each other. But yeah, the way the Jigsaw has split her face. Yeah, it's I like the Jigsaw news. And this is the great thing about this. I can make this Jigsaw as big or as small as I like and as fast or as slow as I like. So this felt like a good balance, but this is something we can definitely talk about in suggestions to tweaking it slightly. To make it more, different. Anyway, that was the answer, and that is the end of round 2. Lordy. Brilliant. Lordy. I love it. Okay, so at the end of round 2, Effrontery's got the lead with 64. Not Clickbait is in second, aka BC with 61. Clive Fernando currently tied in third with 59. You've been reading a lot of papers this week. I congratulate you on your chutzpah. Now, round 3. There's one thing I've got, on my notes about round 3, maybe to change. I might be changing the final 2 clues around. That will make sense once I've explained the rules, because round 3. Round 3 is in review. You're going to see 3 posters for a recent film, TV show, album, video game, event, or other form of media, each with 6 potential options. 3 details will gradually be added to the poster, and those details are review, picture, and key information. In between the details being added, wrong answers will be removed. We start with 6, we go to 4, we go down to 2. You've got 7 seconds at each phase of the question to decide whether or not to answer, and you will receive between 10 and 2 points for a correct answer, depending how many pieces of information you require. Word of warning, you can only attempt the question once, so choose when to play wisely. So in the first 7 seconds, you're going to have very limited information, but it's going to be worth 10 points. If you don't think you know and you don't want to guess, you can leave it blank. You'll get another attempt to answer the question. However, if you attempt and you're wrong, and then you think 3 clues later, oh shit, it's that, you're shit out of luck. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I'm potentially going to swap around the key information and the redaction of the final 2 clues. I think it's probably a bit easier at the 4 points at the moment, but that is to be discussed. I'm already aware of it, would welcome your feedback on it. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's load the question. Oh, it's this one. Good. Your options are, and I'm aware that the strips of paper overlap the player straps in the wings. That's by design. I did do that on purpose. Your options are Passenger, Backrooms, The End of Oak Street, Obsession, Hokum, Corporate Retreat. Those are the 6 options. These are all horror films released in 2026. Okay, 7 seconds at each phase. Here is your first clue. It's a review of this film. The whole thing has a really engulfing air of intrigue and dawning horror. If you want to guess at this point, you're welcome to. If not, wait for more clues. 7 seconds, here we go. And I'm going to rapid through the rest of them from here. Okay, a handful of players having a go. I'm going to drop 2 options. It is not The End of Oak Street, it is not Hokum. 7 seconds if you want to attempt now. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture. 7 seconds if you want to attempt it now. Okay, I'm going to drop 2 more options. It is not passenger or obsession. 7 seconds. Would have been right, but played it safe. And everyone is locked in. Key information based on Kane Parsons' Creepypasta web series. Is it Backrooms or Corporate Retreat? Time up. Correct answer. It's Backrooms. Yes, this is the recently released Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons. He's 21. I think I've got socks older than the director of this film. Has received critical acclaim, and everyone seems to be going mad about horror films set in liminal space. Most people getting that right. The ones who got it wrong were guessing early. So this is what I'm thinking. I think reducing to 2 options at the 4-point mark is too easy, and I'm going to go review down to 4, picture, key info down to 2. I think I want to change that. I would welcome your feedback. For now, it's going to play out as it's programmed at the moment. But yeah, Backrooms is the answer. Well done if you got some points there. Let's reorder the board. BC into the lead by a point. Oh, it's close. Let's take a look at our next question. Okay, your options are Sabrina Carpenter, Paul McCartney, Taylor Swift, Ringo Starr, 9 Inch Nails, BTS. These are all artists who have released an album in the last year. And the poster is for the album. You need to tell me the artist from the album. Let's start with a review. 10 points if you can tell me it from this. Even when songs don't connect, they are constructed with the invisible efficiency of a top-end Swiss watch. Let's start the timer. 7 seconds. Quite a few having a go there. Let's drop 2 options. It's not Taylor Swift, it's not BTS. Yeah, oh dear for the people who put either of those. Okay, let's show you a picture. There's your picture, 7 seconds. I should give you more time for the picture, that's my bad. Because latency. I'll try and remember to give more time after I show you the picture. Okay, let's drop 2 more options. It's not 9 Inch Nails, it's not Sabrina Carpenter, it's left the 2 Beatles. Is it Paul or Ringo? You've got one more clue to come if you don't want to guess now. And the final clue, called The Boys of Dungeon Lane. This is this artist's 20th solo studio album. And the correct answer was Paul McCartney. So yes, all of them have released albums in the last year. Ringo Starr recently released his 22nd album, but The Boys of Dungeon Lane is Paul McCartney's latest album. Not a lot of people getting that one right, but very well done if you did. Let's reorder the board. I need to remember to give you more time after I've shown the picture. I like the snappiness of that round, despite the fact it's in multiple phases and I've got to click the button a lot. I like that it's snappy, but I will give you more time for the picture because I appreciate latency as a thing. That was interesting in terms of the last clue. Is it better to go down to 2? Or, I mean, that RNG was because it's RNG, which options fall away. So the fact it left 2 members of the Beatles was probably fortuitous. I think I still want to swap it. Right. We've got one more. We've just got 3 reviews for you tonight. We can have any number, but we've got 3 tonight. Here's your poster. Falling, Cape Fear, Clarkson's Farm, Ponies, The Witness, Tiptoe. These are all recent TV shows. I think I got the review from The Guardian, for this. And so these are all TV shows that have aired recently, or there's been a new series of them recently. What are we talking about? Let's have a look at the review. To tip such untransmuted writing into the mouths of your characters makes it a git prop, not art. 10 points if you can solve it here. You don't have to play. Let's start the clock. Couple having a go. Let's drop 2 options. It's not Falling, it's not The Witness. Hello, Ad. Welcome to the stream. Surfacing from my lurk to say that was a truly horrible question. Thank you, I think. I wasn't aiming for that. Right, a couple more having to go there. Let's have a look at a picture clue. 7 seconds. Oh shit, I was supposed to give you more time. Sorry. I forgot I was supposed to give you more time. Alright, let's drop 2 more options. It's not Clarkson's Farm, it's not ponies. And a key piece of info, starring Alan Cumming, if it weren't clear from the picture, and written by Russell T. Davies. Correct answer. It was Tiptoe, which I didn't make any notes on, but this is a show from Russell T. Davies, which is making a lot of waves at the moment. It has been reviewed very, very favourably. And yes, that is the bottom half of Alan Cumming's face with the moustache. No, all of the picture shapes are custom. So any picture that you see is deliberately picked by me, and I've deliberately chosen to only show a portion of it. I figured if I showed because I've got quite a wide viewport for it, so I've got to be a wider picture rather than squarer, but also I only want to give certain way stuff. That's why I only showed you part of the album on the last one, so everything is by design, as you've seen. It's great and terrible in equal measures. I generally like Russell T. Davies. I mean, I like his writing for Doctor Who most of the time. I really liked his show that he did with Christopher Eccleston, the Second Coming. That was pre-Doctor Who. That was really, really good. The Second Coming, check it out. I'm not being paid to say that. I'm just a fan. I haven't seen Tiptoe yet, but I will endeavour to add it to the list. That is the end of the puzzle. Let's clear it out, and that's the end of the round. At the end of round 3, Shapes has the lead with 18. Nando's in second with 79. Not Clickbait in third with 77. Oh, it's all changed at the top, but it is jolly, jolly close. How very exciting. Well, original right for... Yeah, a lot of his stuff is really very good in Doctor Who. Some of it I take issue with, but... Yeah, he's... The last couple of series... Let's not talk about that. It'll just make me sad. Right, on we go. Round 4. Round 4. Time for the odd one out round. Just one between you this week. No, there's more than one between you. But it is the odd one out round. So this is very different from the odd one out round in Have I Got News For You, but also very similar. So you're going to see 3 sets of 4 pictures. So you've got 3 questions in it this week. Pick the odd one out in each set. At least one of the pictures will relate to a recent news story. That is a clue for you. You've got 15 seconds to answer each question. You'll receive 10 points for a correct answer. You don't have to tell me the reason. It's a 1 in 4 if you've got no idea. I will leave the pictures up for just a second before I start the timer. What I will stress is that it's not going to be as simple as he's the only one who's still alive, or that one is dead, or that one is not, doesn't have a pulse, or whatever. You know, it's going to be... Use the fact that one of them will be related to a recent news story and then go from there. This is more like Only Connect than the Have I Got News For You, if you're familiar with the odd one out and Have I Got News For You. As much as I'd love your blistering satire, and feel free to do it in the chat, but this is kind of an Only Connect. You've got to figure out what's the connection and which one is the odd one out. So, let's load the question. This could be spun off for focus categories like sports and technology. Yeah, well, this is the other thing I was thinking yesterday, and I'll say more about this after the quiz, is that I feel like, despite the news theme that I've put into this and the fact that it's current affairs questions, this could very easily become a more generic quiz show. It doesn't have to be current affairs, even though it's all styled as current affairs. But that's something I'll talk about with everyone afterwards. Let's load the first question, and tell me who is the odd one out here. Your 4 are Darren Wood, Eugene Cernan, Raoul Amundsen, and George Washington. Year-end quiz, yeah, year-end review. Again, I'll say more about the use case for this software in due course. Have a little think about those. Hopefully you've got them written on your devices. You won't have the pictures. Pictures are on broadcast. You've got 15 seconds. Who is the odd one out? Time starts now. Time. The correct answer. One of these has been in my kitchen. Is it George Washington, Joe? The correct answer. Eugene Cernan, because these are all famous firsts, except for Eugene Cernan, who was the last man to walk on the moon. Just to go through, so the recent news story here is Darren Wood, who last weekend became the first person in the world to complete 1,000 park runs. But he says he nearly didn't take part in the original trial in 2004 because he didn't think he was fast enough. Raoul Amundsen and his team were famously the first to reach the geographical South Pole. George Washington, of course, was the first president of the United States. Eugene Cernan, as part of the Apollo 17 mission, he was the last human to set foot on the moon in December 1972. Yeah, so this is the idea, Ben, is that even if you don't recognise the recent news story, that is one clue to sort of bomb-proof the question. But the idea is you should be able to work it out from the others if you can have. That's why I'm giving people a bit of time just to think about them rather than just giving you 15 seconds, okay? So you should be able to work it out. It is more cerebral, more quizzy than, it's not just all current affairs, okay? Okay, there we go. I feel like the balance is good, but I'll let you feed back to me in due course. Right, next one for you. Your four are Donald Trump, Siegfried and Roy, Mary Bale, and a man from Fukushima. Which one of those four is the odd one out? I'll tell you why afterwards. I'll give you a few seconds just to have a look at the pictures and have a think about what maybe they have in common, and then from there perhaps you can work out which the odd one out is and which one is the recent news story. You've got 15 seconds and your time starts now. And what I might do after this, I might give it over. Yeah, I was sort of channeling Have I Got News For You quite strongly. Right, before I reveal the answer, who wants to tell me in chat what they think the answer is? Perhaps people who got arrested? No, it's not people who got arrested, TVP. Cat, you're in the right area. BC's no idea. Cat. Attacks, stick with attacks. It's not just cats, but stick with attacks. They all grab pussies and a pussy grabbed one. That's very satirical, Clive. No, it's not tax, it's attacks. Stick with attacks. Cause harm to cats. A run is the closest so far. Yeah, Mary Bindercat, you're right. The correct answer is Mary Bale, because they have all been attacked by an animal except Mary Bale, who was fined £250 for putting a cat in a wheelie bin in 2010. To go through them, I don't have the video footage to show you, but this emerged from Sky News recently. The man from Fukushima, CCTV captured a bear pursuing a man outside a steelworks in Fukushima before catching him and throwing him to the ground. It's quite troubling footage, but yes, it was not without a certain degree of slapstick. So yes, so a man from Fukushima was attacked by a bear. Siegfried and Roy, on October the 3rd, 2003, Siegfried and Roy, of course, were a Las Vegas duo. During a live show at the Mirage in Vegas, Roy Horn of the legendary magician duo Siegfried and Roy was severely mauled by a 380-pound white tiger named Manticore. Donald Trump was attacked by an American bald eagle during a photo shoot for Time magazine in August 2015. You may have seen that footage. If you haven't, I implore you to go and look it up. Donald Trump, Time magazine, bald eagle. It's very, 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 very funny. Mary Bale was spared jail, but she was fined £250 over CCTV footage that recorded her putting 4-year-old Lola into a wheelie bin. Well done if you did get points there. Nando, Pyro, Shadame, Silver Electron, Woollyback, Matt, and Alexander getting points for that. And Nando shooting straight to the top of the table. Stephen Starr, welcome to the stream. Saying, yeah, throw it to the ground. I can see Michael Palin saying that. Right, we've got one more for you in this round. And your four are King Charles, Alan Turing, Stephenson's rocket, and a bottlenose dolphin. Those are your four. Have a little think. What could be the connection? And then of the connection, which one is the odd one out? Remember, one of them has been in a recent news story, and I will say it's been as recent as today. As an extra little clue for you. Which one's the odd one out? 15 seconds. Time starts now. And that is time. Yes, very interesting choice of photo for kids. That's what I do and Have I Got News For You. They pick the most random, obscure-looking photo of the person of the day. They did the same with Donald Trump. It's quite funny. Only one of them didn't kill Diana. Wow! I think on that note, yes. We'll roll that clip. Matt, it's Otley only getting there in quick succession. Yes, banknotes is the answer. The bottlenose dolphin is the odd one out because they have all featured on British banknotes except for the bottlenose dolphin, which is one contender to feature on the redesign as announced this week. Alan Turing features on the reverse of the current £50 note. King Charles features on the obverse of all denominations of UK banknotes, as those with the late Queen are currently being phased out. Stevenson's rocket, if you knew this, well done, because it means you're as old as me. The rocket featured on the reverse of the old £5 note, along with a portrait of its inventor, George Stephenson. But announced this week, the bottlenose dolphin is one of 18 animals, birds and insects on the current shortlist to feature on future UK currency. Other creatures include the buff-tailed bumblebee, the Atlantic puffin and the Eurasian curlew. I'd love to see a dolphin on our money. I mean, it's not very British, but dolphins are cool, right? They have to come up to breathe air and they have recreational sex. I mean, what's not to love about it? Anyway, well done if you did manage to get some points out of that one. That is the end of round 4. I'm playing along with my own funny quips to each picture. It's absolutely joggy. In fact, I want to make this more of a thing with this game where we can start, bake into, steer into the skid of the satire a little bit and have stuff like that. There's something else yet to be revealed, which will be revealed at the end of the quiz. But yeah, head it into suggestions. If I can make it work, I would love to get, I did consider having a round that, because all of the rounds are multiple choice in this game, because it's quite... I think it's quite high level because a lot of it is current affairs. If you've not read a paper in the last couple of weeks, then you might struggle. But it's one of those, so it's quite high level. So I did make the decision to make everything multiple choice. There is the option of making it like with the missing words round. You could have it as a free answer, and I pick my favourite, which would probably slow down the pace of the game. I think it's been quite snappy tonight until I've stopped to do this diatribe. But yeah, anyway, we've got one more round for you tonight, and it's this. To fake news, which is our final round with a question mark on purpose. You're going to see 5 sets of 3 headlines from the recent news. All I want you to do is pick the fake headline. It might be fake because I've changed a word in a genuine headline. It might be fake because I've taken something from a satirical publication. It might be fake because I've just made it up. Those could be the options or anything in between. 10 seconds to answer each question. Get 5 points for your first correct answer. This is the thing. Because we need escalation in the last round of a quiz. So it escalates. So this is like risky business, but without the risk. You get it right, you get 5 points. Next question is worth 10. Next is worth 15, then 20, then 25. Potentially 75 points up for grabs. It is technically still anybody's game. Conrad could get 108 and finish in first if he gets all 5 right. If you get it wrong or abstain, you don't get points and you start building up again from 5. So it's like risky business, but in a microcosm. There's no, I have to decide to bank and abstain and whatnot. It's just, you get more points the more you get right. For that reason, I try to get a sort of escalating difficulty curve into this. So the questions get harder, but obviously you get rewarded higher the more consecutive questions that you get. It might not be an exact science, and it's something that I will review in future editions if this game comes back, which I hope it does. So let's take a look at our first fake news headline. Choice of 3. Which is the fake news from these? Options are: FCC to investigate TV shows where the mum has job. Rare tooth in eye surgery restores man's vision. Or is London ready for driverless cars? 10 seconds. Time up. Correct answer. It's the top one. FCC to investigate TV shows where the mother job. This comes from The Onion. This is a satirical newspaper. It is not true. Rare tooth in eye surgery. That comes from CNN Health. And is London ready for driverless cars? I think that's an opinion piece from Sky News. Very well done. If you got... Yes, pick the fake one. You're looking for fake news in this one. That sounds like the Onion. Yeah, you're looking for the fake news. Fake news is what you're looking for. Well done if you got that. Oh, ties at the top. Effrontery and Shapes with 95 apiece. Nando with 94. Much to play for. If we're on a streak as well, let's take a look at our next options. Microsoft says new plutonium chip 1,000 times more reliable than predecessor. Universal Park officially named as government pledges £1.3 billion. Controversial North Korean invasion setting for next Call of Duty game. Which one of those is fake news? 10 seconds. The round is called fake news. I mean, I can't give any more hints than that. And I think it says on the device as well which story is fake news. It says on my operator which story is fake news. Does it say it on your devices? Does it say which one is fake news? Because that's the only question that you'll get. Does it say that on the Unicon? Does it say which one is fake news? Because if it doesn't, I should add that. Oh, well, it says time up now. Very good. The correct answer, the fake news there, was the top one. Microsoft says new plutonium chip 1,000 times more reliable than the predecessor. It's a quantum chip. I changed one of the words. It's not a plutonium chip. Imagine you had computer chips made from plutonium. That would not be the way to go. No, it's not a plutonium chip. It's a quantum chip. I changed the word. That was fake news. Well done if you got that one right. Oh, Effrontery losing position. Shapes a point ahead of Nando in Shapes in first, Nando in second. Only just 3 points behind. Let's have another fake news question. Which story is fake news? Options are Rod Stewart, Trump is a rat bag. Elton John, I love AI. Or Prince William, I love pubs. One of those is fake news. Which one? 10 seconds. Oh, Shape's getting this one wrong. This is interesting. The correct answer is Elton John, I love AI. So, stories here. Rod Stewart, in a recent exchange with the King at the BAFTAs or something, possibly, or the Grammys, Rod Stewart was overheard saying, "You put that rat bag in his place," following the King's state visit to the USA. Prince William, this was actually out in Sky News today. The Prince of Wales has declared his love for pubs and the need to protect them. Elton John, actually, this is the complete opposite of what Elton John said. He recently described the government as absolute losers and said he feels incredibly betrayed over plans to exempt technology firms from copyright laws. So a more accurate headline would be Elton John, I hate AI. Well done if you got that. Let's reset the question. Nando's into the top spot. Oni's in second. Susan Kalman is in third. We've got two more sets of stories to come. Here is the next. Travel warning. Circle line suspended. Travel warning. Jubilee line suspended. Travel warning. Waterloo and City line suspended. These are all from today. Which one of those is fake news? 10 seconds. The worst question to ever appear on stream. No, it's not, Sam. It's brilliant. It's brilliant is what it is. It's genius. There's a late answer from Matt the Ref, because apparently he didn't get locked out. The correct answer is, or the fake news is, the Jubilee line is suspended. So this is the news that there have been tube strikes today. They don't go down very often, actually. The Transport for London are generally very, very good, but there are strikes at the moment. According to sources that I read from the BBC a couple of hours just before stream, the Jubilee line appears to be the only line operating a good service. According to Transport for London, most lines are actually running, but with a reduced service, so delays are to be expected. When I checked with the BBC, the Circle line and the Waterloo and City line were suspended. The Jubilee line was the only one running. Well, let's reset the question. Sam, you don't really mean that. It wasn't the worst question. I feel sad if you're disparaging my questions. Right. All this is exciting. I don't know what the streaks are, but look how close it is at the top. Nando with the lead of 119. BC in second with 117. Oni and Stimpson currently in third with 116. There's been changes at the top all the way through. I write a full pack of something entirely about global underground lines that aren't London. Look forward to seeing that, Otley. Right. He does say that about every question he sees. That's true. Right, one final question this quiz. On the lighter side of news, I think. Possibly the hardest of the lot. Which of these is fake news? Meet the robot that can outplay elite table tennis players. Bitcoin listed as official currency in Ecuador. Pandas flirt at Washington Zoo. One of those is fake news. Which one? 10 seconds. Time up. The correct answer. Bitcoin listed as official currency in Ecuador. It's untrue, though it is legal tender in El Salvador, which is just up the road, but not in Ecuador. From Sky News, the robot that can outplay elite table tennis players. Yeah, a robot has become so good at playing table tennis that at times it defeated elite human players in what has been hailed as a long-standing milestone for AI, which is the news we were all hoping for, I'm sure. And pandas flirting at Washington Zoo. This was charming. Yes, a video has emerged of two pandas flirting at Washington Zoo. The zoo, it says that the pair are a few years away from breeding, but that the mutual interest is an important first step. Isn't that lovely? That's a lovely note to end the quiz on. Let's reset that question. That is the end of the round, and it is going to be a joint bronze to Susan Kalman and Not Clickbait with 117, a silver to Oni with 121, but our gold medalist and winner of the inaugural game of Front Pages, Nando, with 124. Nando is the winner. Hooray! That worked. That's good. On which note, we say thank you to all of you for coming to take part as our players tonight. We say thank you to our question writers and proofers, both of which on this occasion were me, but I'm just practicing for the future reference. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes who's helped to make this work. And I leave you with news that in Clacton, one councillor worries that the jig is up as to who leaked information about his party leader's £5 million donation. There's a dramatic scene at a church fete in Sussex as one vicar gets a bit carried away when blowing up the balloons. It is very surreal without an audience. And in Westminster, after a particularly heavy lunch, one man indulges in his favourite daydream, where he saves the world and everybody loves him. Good night! Oh, God, I just had a little choking fit on my Prosecco. Such was I excited that I got to go and have a drink without having to continue the game. Did you enjoy that, everybody? Did you have fun? Yes, there should be gold, silver and bronze medals. There should be pennies. Hopefully we had fun. Now, we can have a little chat before we do the Thunderball draw, if you like. If you're not interested, you can... If you want to go, you can go elsewhere. I hope you liked it. So, my logic behind that was, it's the last episode of Have I Got News For You of this series tomorrow. I love Have I Got News For You. It's probably one of my favourite shows to watch on TV. It's the only thing I watch as it airs or within hours of it airing. I want to write one for... Okay, so first of all, here's the problem with this. It's a difficult game to schedule. Because it's a game that's going to work best when there's been a busy news week. Now, I've been writing for this has been quite straightforward because I've been able to pick on news for the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's not the sort of thing. I'm not of the production standards where I can do Have I Got News for You thing where we can do a really high quality episode every week. But it's also the sort of thing I don't really want to schedule because it's like when the moment is right for it, things will emerge. So I'm in two minds about whether this is just a game that is spontaneous when I've decided to write some questions for it, or whether I put it out as a format for everyone. I will say, from a software point of view, I was really pleased with everything. Really delighted everything just ran out the box on a first time through. There'll probably be tweaks that we can make to the individual rounds. But yeah, so just in terms of scheduling it, it's one, do I want to keep it in the back foot? And when we've had a busy news week, I'll just surprise everyone at the end of the stream and we're going to play, front page tonight. We'll play Have I Got News for You? Or do I want to try and schedule it and make people sort of force into it? Do I want to open it up to other writers as well? Or is it something that I'm going to stick with doing myself? That's the first thing. A couple of little things on the individual rounds as well. And I haven't looked at suggestions. I will do that post stream. But yeah, I'm hoping, my hope in this is that I've managed to make the format of Have I Got News for You a genuine quiz format that keeps sort of the pathos and the satire of Have I Got News for You, but make it accessible to a regular quiz audience for people who aren't necessarily politically engaged, who don't necessarily read a paper every day, and who come here for quiz stuff. The other question on this, and it was mentioned in chat, is that it's the sort of thing, it doesn't have to be current affairs. I mean, the rounds are I like to think they're quite good rounds as they are. The missing headlines round is, that's probably a news thing. But everything else, I mean, the jigsaw of news, that could be anything. You could do any sort of game with that. So this is the question I want to know. I mean, would people be particularly upset if this became a regular format that wasn't necessarily a news quiz, but used the formats of the games that I've built in? Also, it's the sort of game I built it in my new architecture, so it's the sort of thing I can add new games to it as ideas come to me, and it's really easy to make tweaks to settings and scoring and points and things. So these are all things that I'd be really interested in having a chat with people about post stream in the Discord, which you should go and join right there. Right, that is all I wanted to say at the end of that. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time doing that. I was really worried because new format is always really scary, but I feel that's relatively polished, and it sort of just sort of worked out the box. So that's good. We are going to wrap, as we always do, with our Thunderball draw, because it is Thursday night, and I can't let you go without having a little flutter on the machine. So do stick around. You'll need the Universal Controller refreshed if you haven't done so already. And we're going to go to the Thunderball draw this Thursday night for your chance to win some last-minute pennies before I pick a raid message and we go on and raid somebody else. So, Thunderball coming up shortly. It's Thursday night. We are live from the Game Night Control Center, and it is time for the midweek Thunderball draw. The NMN. I'm already here, because I know the code before y'all do. Come and join the game. I'm going to filter through the rest of the raid messages. There's some very good ones coming in tonight, so I'm going to filter the rest of them. Not before I have filtered telling me what all of your picks are for the lottery. Right.
Right, okay, Lupine, welcome to the stream at the 11th hour, just in time for the Thunderbolt draw. We got 37 of you in so far. Potential raid targets, Tipsy Tune is doing Jabos. Riddy Crash is doing Resident Evil 4. Negrorix is back on Paradise. I feel like we've been threatening to raid Negrorix for weeks now and just haven't. But Riddy Crash isn't always live, so... Is he going offline anytime soon? Let's find out. I don't know if it's DM'd. Are you done? Or can we raid? Answer in chat. Right! 40 people! 41 people! We're into the back row. Oh, Riddy Crash has just shouted me out on his channel.
Doing a lot of sort of.
I'm still alive. I'm just sorry. I'm just going to talk with Riddy Crash for a minute. I'm still live, so can't hear you. But if you're done, we won't raid. Answer in chat. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, you're done. Thumbs up, you're done. Or thumbs up, raid. I don't know what he's going to say. Right, I'll find out what's going on there. If not, then we'll go raid Negrorix and do Paralyze. He's done. Right, okay. We're going to raid Negrorix. So, 43 of you in for the Thunderbolt draw tonight. We'll type, seems good. So, Riddy Crash. Next time. No, so we ain't done yet. We ain't done yet. Right, let's hide that room code. 43 of you in for the Thunderbolt draw. I hope that Lady Luck is going to smile on you favorably. Let's start the machine. And the payouts that you could be winning tonight, anything up to 50,000 pennies if you match all 5 numbers with the Thunderball. 100 pennies if you get just the Thunderball and nothing else. So, hopefully, the luck is going to smile upon you. Let's release those big money balls! The blue balls of the Thunderball machine. First Thunderball machine. This Prosecco is getting quite warm at this point. It's been out all night, but I don't want to have to leave the studio again. Right, they're all in there. Very best of luck to you all. Let's start the draw. Oh, I didn't pick my numbers. It's done them at random for me. That's nice. Let's have a look. First ball out tonight, a blue one, unsurprisingly. Number 37, the most common number if people are asked to pick a number between 1 and 50. Fourth appearance in the main Thunderbolt draw, last appeared on Thursday, the 30th of April. I have that on one line. Next out. Number 14, second appearance. Only the second appearance in the main Thunderbolt draw. Last saw it Thursday, the 12th of March. No, that is not the thing that happened there, Shapes. Third out. Number 25. Seventh appearance in the main Thunderbolt draw. Last saw it Thursday, the 5th of March. I should let RNG pick my numbers more often. I've got 2 numbers on 2 lines and 1 on another. This is good. Let's keep it going. 13, 16, 29, 5, 10 or 23 would be great. Oh, or 28. Fourth appearance in the main Thunderbolt draw. Last saw it Thursday, the 18th of December. And the 5th and final ball from the main line is number 21, my age. If only. Fourth appearance in the main Thunderbolt draw. Last appeared Thursday, the 11th of December. 9 lines with at least 1. That's a good haul, Alexander. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. 2 of them with 2, 2 of them with 1. Well, let's start the second machine. And remind you of what you could be winning, what we're hoping for. I mean, a 13 or a 14 would be great now. A 4 would be scant consolation, because 4 is my Thunderball for both of my lines with 1. But 13, 4, so 13, 14 or 4. What would I win with 1 number in the Thunderball?
500. So it's 1,000 or 1,500. 13, 14, or 4 for 1,000 or 1,500 for me. Let's hope the RNG gods are favouring you. Let's release the Thunderballs. Maxio, welcome to the stream. What if Light Really Crash is still going? He's gone back to the game. So we will raid Really Crash in a minute. 13, 14, or 4. Come on. Let's go. Good luck. Let's pick the Thunderball. Thirteen, 14, 4. 13, 14, 4. 13, 14, 4. 13, 14, 4. Come on. We've got one. Oh, so close. Off by 1. It's number 5. Second appearance is the Thunderball. Oh, and that's a big bounce. Last appeared Thursday, the 25th of September. So let's have those numbers again, this time in ascending numerical order. Tonight's winning line is number 14, number 21, number 25. I have to pause now, because I got my timing wrong. Number 28, number 37, and the Thunderball. It's number 5. Messed up my timing. Started late, but then was too fast. Oh, I hate to see it. Anyway, let's check out tonight's big winners. Proust, wow, 3 on the Thunderball for 5,000 pennies. Otley and Alexander with 2 on the Thunderball for 1,500. Shadowmane and Prugs, Socially Vertigo, and Vertigo again, 3 without the Thunderball for 1,000. And Conrad Lackfetz, Matt Stilgar, ABMe, and Alexander 1 with the Thunderball for 500 pennies. Big overall winners, no surprises to see Prugs there with 6,000 over 2 lines. Vertigo 3,000 over 5. Alexander 2,000 over 2, Socially 1,750 over 3, Otley 1,500 over 1, L 1,350 over 5, still got 1,200 over 5, Shadowmane 1,000 over 1, JR 1,000 over 3, SB 1,000 over 3, Oni 1,000 over 3, Fetz 950 over 4, and the other 2 that I didn't have time to read before it faded out. Well, that seems like a very exciting draw, and I hope you've got as many pennies as you wanted. Maybe not as many as you wanted, but as many as you deserved. Maybe. I got 500 from that, so I'll take that. 2 lines with 2 numbers and no Thunderball. Yeah, 500 pennies. 250 per line. That will do nicely. That is the Thunderball draw for tonight. I'm going to roll the credits, and then we're going to raid. And won't that be wizard? See you then. And friends, that is it for another game night. What an exciting night we've had. We had Plinko early on. Well, hopefully some people cashed out. Big thanks to Lewis for proofing my questions there. I hope you enjoyed them. A marvellous game of Risky Business, courtesy of Riff Raccoon. That was a great pack. I thoroughly enjoyed that. A very exciting and not without its controversy heat of The Drain, won by Arun. Ultimately, I will post the league standings at the end of the stream once I've done all my pack down. And then a new format, which seems to have gone down quite well. I think people liked it. I hope people liked it from the chat that I looked at. Look forward to reading your comments and suggestions in due course, but it's supposed to be a bit of fun, a light-hearted format. And yeah, really hope that you enjoyed it. Well, it did. Good. I'm glad it went down well. Yeah, that's the last week. So I put things together quite quickly. We're going to raid Really Crash because he's still live, despite the fact that he said he was finishing. I don't believe him. I've got to pick a raid message, and I haven't got any front runners at the moment. Which is really tough. I've got some really good messages here, but I'm going to have to go through them, and I will decide in the moment. Very often I go into this, I've got it down to like 2 or 3 that I know are going to be my top 2. Not a clue tonight. So, indulge with me. Stick around as we go through our suggested raid messages. We've got honourable mentions, first of all. Stimpson's Angle, Purgatory Can Wait. AB Me, good songs not written by Elton John. Those are both very good. From Arden Fetz, I have no more, please go away. 3 in the same ballpark, all at the same time, from JR, Rack, and Itsotley. Big Lizzo 2, Queen Lizzo 2, and HM Queen Lizzo. Honourable mentions for all of you. Oh shit, did I just load up? Yeah, fuck. Oh, bollocks. Did it in the wrong way. Shit it! Come back. No, it's fine. All this, I thought I'd fucked up my filters, but I didn't. It's all good. Right, where were we? Right. From Oni, stop fucking the bread, Ben. From Rack, this is good. This is really good. This is I did enjoy this. We need to talk about that word. When it was not fine. It was not fine. From Itsotley, what was going through your head? Honorary mention. From Shadowmane, Old MacDonald had a farm and the e-subsidies stopped. That's very good. Unfortunately, it's not going to win because I couldn't see the full message because I truncate on here, so it doesn't scroll or anything. So it's brevity being the soul of wit. It was very funny, but I needed to click the button to see it in full. From Alexander, we can thank AI for that price hike. From Lupine, Faith in Elton John restored. From JR, Whiff Waff Wobby the Wobot. From Tolton, El Salvador's just up the road. From Oni, Cilla Black's Panda Blind Date. Oh shit, now I really have... yeah, it was that one that was highlighted. Stop submitting raid messages at this point. It's just screwing with my button clicking. Won't that be Wizard from Saphira? Come back. A couple have just come in at the last minute. Which yeah. Okay, my shortlist tonight, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 8, and at least 3 of them are the same. So for submitting raid messages, it's I'm going to give an honourable mention to that for Riv. It's screwing with my button clicking. It's not going to be the episode title for tonight. So of course you get the episode title and you get a custom thumbnail for yourself. Oh, this is very hard. This is very, very hard. From Shapes, Legless Cat. From Stilgar, the other Australian. I remember that was very funny at the time. I don't know that it translates. From BC, just because it's got an expletive in it. I don't know that any of the time it might have been a winner. From BC, fuck bread. Oh. From AB Me, coming up to breathe for air and recreational sex. From Stimpson's Angle, is Andy Dick still getting work? I like that. Oh, could that have been a winner? I've got 3 left. From Lewis, coconut cows are high in B moo. There's another coconut cow related one. Which is better. Oh, this is tough. Runner up is BC, an overambitious square. Tonight's winner and the raid message and episode title is Natter. Coconut milk comes from coconut cows. I'm aware that's something that I said earlier on. I like the ambitious square thing as well. That was a very flippant throwaway comment that I made. I'm glad someone picked up on it. But we're going with coconut milk comes from coconut cows. Suggested by Natter. 250 pennies to you. It's going to be the raid message and episode title for this evening. You get a custom thumbnail for the VOD, which you can go and check out at stephanieschair.com/on-demand for every episode of Game Night going right back to season 1. If you haven't seen them, go check it out. Go check out the on-demand channel, and if you're watching on YouTube in the future, make sure to like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss the recent upload. Anyway, that's it. I'm back on Saturday. What have we got? Data Leak by JR, Crossfire by BC, The Abyss by A Run. There won't be another news quiz. Normally I like to do a second episode immediately after the pilot. unless something monumental happens in the next 2 days, there will not be another news quiz on Saturday, but front page. But I look forward to reading your feedback on that in due course. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming to join me tonight. I've had a blast tonight. Big thanks to our question writers, to Riff for Risky Business, to all of the question writers for The Drain, and to Lewis for proofing my Plinko questions as well. Big thanks to you all, to all the admin and moderation team who work behind the scenes. I'm going to be back on Saturday night. Don't forget, Ash is here tomorrow night, twitch.tv/AT_Bash at 8 p.m. with even more quiz fun times. But I will be back on Saturday. And until then, you have been watching Game Night with me, Royal Flush. Be splendid and wonderful and marvellous and safe. And as always, take care. Peace out and good night.
Minigame in this still?